Well, welcome, folks. We're here at the Northrop Bruins baseball stadium at Northrop High School for a doubleheader, exciting doubleheader today. The Homestead Spartans versus the Northrop Bruins. I'm Dan Palmer, and I'm here with my co-host, Craig Collin. How you doing, Craig?
I'm doing good, Dan. This is a little bit better weather than the last time we were here.
Yeah, we're still standing here in our winter coats, but at least we don't have rain in the forecast today. It's currently 50 degrees. The predicted high today is 70, but the wind, I think, is going to keep it chilly through this first game.
I would agree. I do also recall sleet coming down the last time we were here.
Yes.
So not only did we have rain, but I think it eventually turned to sleet, and we kept playing through that. So I'll take this weather any day over a sleet baseball game.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago, and I think I know we, the parents in the stands, were praying that the umps would call that game after 5 innings, and they would not.
No, they didn't. We kept playing, and we kept freezing. So a little bit better day in northern Indiana for baseball. So good to be with you again, Dan, for our third broadcast.
Yes, third broadcast. And folks, you probably noticed that every broadcast we seem to be broadcasting from a different location. And that's because we really don't have much choice where we're going to broadcast. We go where we can find a power outlet and then where we can get the best angle that we can get. And today's location is probably not the best location. It is the least bad location.
We'll do our best to let the viewers at home know what's happening on the diamond, because we're sitting deep into left field here, probably about 25 yards from the left field foul pole, looking right down the left field line. And as Dan pointed out, as you pointed out earlier, Dan, we have a nice crown to this field. So the first baseman we can only probably see from the knees up.
Yeah, so folks at home, we're giving you the best angle we can get, and we'll try and adjust the camera when the runners get on base and try and give you the best show that we can. But that's the best show that we can.
There you go. So it looks like they've already had their mound conference with the coaches.
Yes. So the umps have the lineups, and so do the teams. I think we're going to be they're announcing the teams right now, the starters. And it looks like Nick Hockmeyer is going to be our leadoff today, as usual, followed by Carter Matheson, Caleb Kolping, and then Brennan Wiegert.
Brennan in the 4th spot again, so this is a familiar lineup so far for the last couple games.
Luke Palmer taking the 5 spot. Michael Long at the 6th spot. Looking very familiar.
Yes.
Graham Collin at 7. Bryce Snyder will be DHing for the pitcher. And Jaden Lepper in the 9 spot.
Okay, so that's so it looks like Bryce Snyder DHing.
Greg Allen's going to be leading off for the Bruins. Greg Allen is a solid hitter at 275. His on-base percentage is 385, and he actually leads the team in hit by pitch with 5. Importantly, he has 11 stolen bases on the season. That's a lot of stolen bases in high school baseball. So that's if he gets on, that's something that our pitchers need to be watching for.
That's probably why he's near the front of the order there.
Batting 7th, wearing number 16, the catcher, Calvin Roy. Batting 8th, wearing number 19, the 3rd baseman, Tyler Book.
Yeah, usually, Dan, with our history of baseball in Fort Wayne, we know several kids on most of these teams, but I'm not sure we've got much familiarity with the Northrop Bruins this year.
Yeah, when I looked through their lineup this morning, I noted the same thing. Not a single player that I recognize. And they're going to be playing the national anthem now, so we're going to go ahead and take our headsets off. that concludes the playing of the national anthem. So the folks are ready to play. The umpires are taking the field. Northrop's defense is out there, and looks like pitching today is going to be number 3, who is Siren is his last name.
Looks like a junior there.
He's got a 3.38 ERA. His win percentage is .400. And he's given up about 18 hits in 29 innings.
He's got 5 appearances, though. So he's probably one of their better pitchers, I would assume. You know, it's always interesting when you play an SAC team, since we are not in the SAC for baseball, if we will see some of their better pitching or not. It usually has to do with who's next on their schedule and how far out that is, but looks like he's definitely a starter in the rotation, so I would expect a good pitching performance from the Northrop pitcher.
Yeah, and folks, I can tell already that we're picking up a decent amount of wind noise on our microphone, so sorry about that. But that's what we're going to deal with today. In fact, the wind is as light as it's going to be today. It's going to continue to increase in velocity as the day goes on. And it's blowing out left field.
It's blowing out towards us, Dan. We're going to have to keep our eyes on home plate.
Yes. We could get a hot shot line drive right at us, and I know our team's capable of hitting hot shot line drives.
And we are positioned right behind the bullpen, so when the bullpen gets going, we may have to scoot down a little bit. I am glad to see they do have the half fence in front of the dugouts at this field. Some of the high school fields still do not have that.
Yeah, which is amazing to me every time I see it.
All right, we're getting ready to go, Dan. Nick's stepping to the plate here. He moved into that leadoff role probably, 3 or 4 games ago, Dan?
Yep, and he's done a fantastic job at it since he got there. In fact, I'm not going to jinx him, I'm not even going to say it.
All right, here we go. First pitch is on its way.
And that's a swinging strike.
He's very aggressive at the plate. He'll one of the few hitters that does not like to watch a good fastball go down the middle on pitch 1. He will go after it. I like to see that.
And
that was
called strike.
Called strike. So Nick's in a little bit of a hole here, 0-2, but see if he can battle through it here. Put the ball in play and get on.
And that's ball in the dirt. 1-2. It's no outs. Still on the first batter. Nick puts a bat on the ball. It's going deep to center. And the center fielder's right under it. Can of corn for the first out.
Yeah, still not too bad. Got the bat on the ball after falling an 0-2 hole, and like to see him put that ball in play. Here's Carter Matheson, one of the players we're most familiar with over the years, Dan.
Yeah, you and I have been watching him play since he was probably, 8 years old?
Right around there.
And he is one of those players that never plateaued.
No, he did not. That was a ball high, 1-1.
Yeah, no telling how high Carter's going to go.
We're going to have to ask Coach Bile just to take a couple steps to his right.
Yeah, my wife is HHS Photog. She's the photographer for the team and the sports, and Coach Bile has a way of stepping in front of her as often as he can. And that's a called strike. Looked a little high, but Carter watched that one.
This pitcher's doing a good job of keeping the ball in the zone, but not down the middle. So Carter's behind here a little bit. 1-2.
Yeah, 2-2.
2-2. Excuse me.
And that's ball outside. Yeah, I was watching this guy warm up his arm before the game, and he was doing some long toss, and I'll tell you, he was throwing that ball at least 250 feet. He's got a good, strong arm. And Carter walks on ball 4. Caleb Colpine up. When I was looking at the stats for these pitchers and catchers, I noticed they have not caught anyone stealing yet this season. I hate to jinx anything there.
Okay. Well, if the Homestead coaching staff picked up on that stat, then I would expect to see some very aggressive base running today.
And folks at home, you're seeing Coach Biles back right now rather than Caleb Colpine at the plate. And that's ball one. He has a way of pacing back and forth. We may well have to move our camera before this game's over because he's leaving the coach's box just to get in our way. Carter was stealing on that one, but it looks like it was a hit and run, and Caleb gets a single out of it into right field, and Carter Matheson advances to third.
Great job, Caleb. As usual, putting the bat in the ball. He's a line drive hitter. I know he's got home run power, but he does a great job of hitting those gaps and getting those singles and doubles and moving base runners around just like that.
He is a hitting machine. He's averaging well over 600 so far this season. He's one of the few guys that his batting average almost matches his on-base percentage.
That's incredible.
And that's because, frankly, he doesn't have a lot of opportunities to get on base in another way because he always hits the ball. And there's a good catches on the handle of the bat for Wiegert, and he gets a single out of it because it drops shallow right field. Carter Matheson scores, and our pinch runner,
Braden Hardwick,
gets into third.
Looks like he slid right though into the leg of the third baseman. Might be a little banged up or something. Maybe with his thigh. I thought maybe he hit his shoulder.
And that puts a run on the board.
I think he's
Braden's
okay.
out. And we're still one out. We got men on first and third, and Luke Palmer comes to the plate.
Luke had a great game at DeKalb, so let's keep it going, Luke. Driving a couple runs here.
And the pitcher winds up. And the first one's in the dirt, ball one.
For those of you that missed the broadcast or missed the game Wednesday, Luke hit one out, home run out to left field. He's not been a pull hitter this year, but he definitely was aggressive and got around on that one. So I bet that will give him a ton of confidence to go after some pitches, even on the inside of the plate. He can turn on it. He's got quick hands.
Yeah, and the wind's favorable today for that kind of hit. And there was a pickoff attempt back to first. So we're still at ball one. One out, two on, first and third.
All right, Luke, put in play here. Hit it hard.
And there's another low one. And Brennan steals steals second. Uncontested.
Yeah, it looks like the catcher actually stepped on home plate and lost his footing. I don't know if he was going to actually throw it or not. Oh, runners at first and third. That's always a big decision for a team.
And there's a called strike. Counts 2-1.
If that throw is off target a little bit, that runner on third can easily score. So some teams choose to just give that base at the high school level.
And that's called strike two. So Luke's at 2-2 now.
That was looked like low on outside, but might have hit the corner there.
Luke fouls one off. 2-2.
And I don't know if it's the sun, my sunglasses, or just my age, but I'm not picking the ball up coming off of these bats. So if it's coming our way, just say duck.
I'll yell. Luke fouls one over to Coach Bile. 2-2.
That's error on Coach Bile, went right underneath his hand.
You got to make that play.
You know, when the wind dies down here with the sun,
yeah, all of a sudden it got warm, didn't it?
It did.
2-2's the count.
All right, Luke, here we go. Do your job.
In the words of Coach Atkins.
That's right.
And Luke gets a grounder to the second baseman who bobbles it. He gets the out at first.
But did his job. RBI, moved both runners over, scored a run. Great job, Luke.
Micah Long's coming up. He's got 2 outs and a man on third. Micah's really been a strong hitter this season. He's been hitting a lot of line drives. And a swinging strike 1.
Took a big cut at that one. That's a good aggressive swing, though, on a fastball over the plate. I like that. Hit it deep. It's going back. Right fielder's backtracking.
Oh.
He bobbled it and dropped it.
In and out of his glove out there at right, deep right, almost to the warning track. And Mike will get a double out of that. Not sure if that one's going to be called an error, but I expect it might.
I would expect it might. It did hit the fielder's hand, but boy, the right fielder turned left, back right, and just didn't quite get a beat on how to play that ball.
It could be the wind, because that one was up there, and the wind very much could have been moving it around from where he thought it was going to go.
Scored another run.
And Graham Collins up to bat. He watches ball 1. Graham hits one up very high. We can't see from here whether or not it's in play. It looks like it's out of play, and the first baseman makes the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. But not before the Homestead Spartans put 3 on the board in the top of the 1st.
The Homestead offense comes through again. That's definitely been the strength of this team this year, Dan, with being able to score a lot of runs, double-digit runs in most of the games. Really puts a lot of pressure on the opponents to be able to score some runs to keep up with this, and some have. Some have. That's we didn't talk about kind of keys to the game for Homestead, but I think we all know what the number one key to the game is for Homestead, and that is the pitching staff throwing strikes, not giving up walks, freebies.
Yeah, unfortunately, I would hate to go back and run through the stats of every individual game because I fear we'd find that the majority of the runs scored against us this season were freebies.
Yes, yeah, I think we've out-hit pretty much every opponent. We just need to get a handle on the walks, the wild pitches a little bit, pass balls, kind of that combination that's been our Achilles heel. But Caleb Colpine on the mound is probably our best pitcher at controlling that.
Yeah, that's for sure. He's been doing a nice job. He's always got good control. He's got good control at the plate, and he's got good control on the mound. He's just a steady Eddie player. So somebody you can just depend on wherever you put him. And he's a guy, you know, I don't want to say he never shows emotion, but in the game, he doesn't seem to ever show emotion. Doesn't seem like pressure is ever getting to him. You see a lot of times a pitcher on a mound who's having trouble with finding the zone or struggling, and you see it. They wear their emotions on their sleeve, but Caleb, I'm not sure I've ever seen him change demeanor up there.
Steady Eddie for sure. His baseball IQ is excellent. Comes from a good baseball family. I think he understands pitching very well and can get the strikeouts, but he'll also put the ball in positions that create a lot of pressure on the hitter, create ground balls or pop flies, and gets easy outs that way as well.
And I haven't mentioned it yet, but I've got 5 bars here today, folks, so hopefully our broadcast is better, and Craig Collins pointing out a cell tower that's practically on top of us.
I did notice that walking up to the broadcast booth, that hopefully that's a tower for you or me since we're on different carriers, but it looks like you've got enough bars to make this happen.
It looked like this is Allen leading off for the Bruins. As we said before, he's a .275 batting average, .388 on-base percentage. He's got 11 hits on the season, but interestingly, he's got 11 stolen bases. So if he gets on, it's certainly somebody we're going to have to keep track of, and that's fouled off for strike 1.
Fouled again. Caleb's ahead here. 0-2. He's got plenty of options now. Don't give him anything to hit, and see if he can get him a chase a little bit. Missed just outside with that curveball.
And I just remembered I was supposed to text some people the link to our game, and I had forgotten to do that, so I'm over here doing that rather than running our scoreboard. Sorry, folks. What are we? We're
1-2. Fouled another one away over towards right field line. Count remains at 1-2. I think there's a couple curveballs in a row. Wouldn't be surprised to see if he can't sneak a fastball by him now.
And there's one in the dirt swinging. He must have fouled that one.
Couldn't hear it from here, but he's still in the box. Thought that might have been strike 3, but yeah, he must have got a piece of that.
Still 1-2, and getting to be a thorn in the side of Caleb. I'm sure as the first batter, you hate to throw too many pitches to the first batter. And he puts one in play. It goes to the shortstop, Jaden Lepper. He makes the throw to first for the first out. Routine.
Yep, routine play. Good job, Jaden. Took a nice little bounce. This is a dirt field with a grass infield, and just from my vantage point, Dan, I'm not sure it's been mowed recently.
Well, not only that, but it almost looks like they ran the horses around the infield earlier today.
Yes, they did. Warming up for the Kentucky Derby later, so I think we might have to keep our eye on some bad hops and see how our infield is able to adapt to that.
And that must have been low because that was called a ball. That's ball one. We got one out, nobody on. Scores 3-0 Homestead. And Caleb throws ball 2, 2-0.
Another low one.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of shape that mound is in, because obviously a mound that isn't well formed can sometimes cause a
That's
pitcher
way
trouble.
back.
This is a ball that's gone out of the park left field. It's a well-struck ball way up there, and the wind carried it out. And I think that's all you're going to really need to do on the left field line today is get one up high enough, and the wind's going to do the rest for you.
Yeah, that cleared the fence by a good 40, 50 feet.
Yep.
So
heading towards the road.
He definitely got that up in the jet stream there. It looked well hit right off the bat, though, so that was a good piece of hitting by the Northrop hitter.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we got Pandoff up to bat, number 11 for their team. He's batting .308, the .417 on base percentage.
Caleb just missed with that one, ball 1.
And he fouls that one off for strike 1. Counts 1-1. The bases are still clear because the last batter didn't bother to stay
That's right.
on him. He went all the way around. Ball high, 2-1. It's called strike. The count is 2-2.
Fastball at the knees. That's a great pitch.
He fouls that one off. Nice job of protecting there. 2-2. That one's in the dirt, well short of the plate. The count is full.
All right, Caleb. Put one in there, let your defense go to work for you.
It's a well-struck ball out left center. I don't know if anybody's going to get to that one. They don't. Carter Matheson lays out, but is unable to get on it, and that's going to be a stand-up double.
Yeah, that was well hit. Right in the left field gap there. See if Carter's okay. He definitely laid out for it, didn't he?
Yes, and that warning track is actually that very small gravel, so that's not exactly a fun one.
No. Looks like he's okay.
And folks at home, sorry about the camera angle because he missed a good attempt to make a catch.
Our camera operator's falling asleep over here, Dan.
We need a better crew.
If you have camera operating experience, please send an application into Dan Palmer.
Please walk down the left field line.
Yeah.
You got the job.
All right, well, Northrop's responding well to the 3 runs Homestead put up with a home run and now a double, and so they've got a runner in scoring position with...
Looks like Carter's coming in from the outfield right now. Coach Bile heading towards him and Carter heading in. I'm not sure if he broke something, maybe his glasses.
Oh, yeah, looks like it's maybe some piece of equipment there, but...
Yeah, and I think the lens just fell on the ground and Coach Bile went back for it. So I suspect that Carter's sunglasses have left the game.
Well, as long as Carter's not hurt, I'll live with some broken sunglasses.
Yes, yes. I see him brushing his arm off at his chest. I'm sure he's got a lot of gravel on him.
So if Craig Matheson is listening, please run over to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Pick up a new set of sunglasses.
Pick up a new set of sunglasses for Carter.
And
sun is definitely going to be in play this morning.
And that was a ball. It's 1-0, man on second. 1 out. Looks like that one was outside for ball 2. Pickoff move back to second. Wasn't going to be on time.
No, threw it to the wrong side of the bag. Not a bad idea, though. Keep him short a little bit, get him thinking about something. Although with a left-handed batter, I can't imagine they try to steal third here. That's a wide-open throw to third base for a catcher.
Yeah. Panned off on second. He's got 5 stolen bases on the season, and he does take an aggressive lead there. That's called strike.
Which, Dan, did we, is it Bryce Yoder behind the plate for game 1 here?
You know, I missed that, but I think he is.
Those, I believe, are, yeah, there's the yellow hair. That's so Bryce has done a good job. He's worked his way into several starts in the last week. Started one of the doubleheaders last weekend. Started the game against DeKalb. And making the start here in the morning game.
And there's a swinging strike, and the count is full. So we got a full count. We got 1 out, man on second. Northrop has scored 1 run in this inning, so we're at 3-1 right now. And there's a swinging strike 3, a very nice pitch. And that brings up 2 outs.
Great pitch. Low in the zone there. Bryce did a nice job of picking that ball.
And John Humbol's coming up. He's a senior. He's batting .293 on the season. And he gets a called strike.
Way to get ahead, Caleb. Let's get this batter and get our offense going again.
He takes a hack, fouls it off for strike 2. It's 0-2. Caleb's way ahead on this one. 0-2, 2 outs. That was a ball in the dirt. Good stop by Bryce behind the plate. The runner is not able to advance.
He's definitely dancing a lot and being aggressive with his secondary lead. Wonder if they might try another pickoff move here.
And that's a ball high. 2-2.
That almost like looked like a pitch out. Dan Bryce was seemed like he was standing up before as the pitch was being delivered a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder if they weren't planning on that base runner trying to steal and taking him out at third. That's ball high, and now the count is full.
All right, Caleb, finish him here.
Always hate to see an 0-2 count go to full count. And the runner's running, and that's ball 4, but the runner goes back. So now we have runners on first and second, and Smith is up to bat. Smith is also a senior, batting .256 this season. That was the first walk of the game, I believe.
That's okay. We can still get out of this inning with a little damage here. Let's
There's a called strike.
see if we can't get a ground ball here and just get an easy out.
one's low for ball 1. 1-1.
I do appreciate the Northrop coach is in a much better position for us, Dan.
Yes, he's not blocking the camera view, is he? Or our view. That's a called strike. And
Good
so
pitch.
1-2.
Looked like an off-speed, possibly a little bit on the inside of the plate. Definitely confused the hitter.
Yeah, Mr. Smith's going to have to protect here. Just a bit high.
Just missed high.
2-2.
All right, best pitch here, Caleb.
And that one's hit high to center field. Carter's camping out underneath it. Catches it for out number 3. And the first inning is in the books. Homestead 3, Northrop 1. A good start for Homestead.
Routine fly ball, but I have to admit I was thinking about the sunglasses as he was staring up at the sun there.
No question about that. It's funny how a little thing like that can come into play all of a sudden on you.
I think from our angle, the sun is an issue on that play, but I don't think it was an issue for Carter.
I think you're right. And I think, Craig, that I'm going to adjust the camera to widen it out a little bit so we can see let the viewers see all of the infield. And if somebody wants to send us a text and let me know whether or not that's a better or a worse angle for the viewers, because you're going to be a little bit further away, but get to see more of the field. So I think I'm catching home plate there, am I? Or am I a little too far to the left?
No, I think you're good. I can see the catcher, so we'll try that maybe for the next inning.
Okay.
Wait for the fan mail to roll in.
Wait for the fan mail to roll in.
Well, I know there's several folks that couldn't make it today, so glad you're able to join our broadcast. Looks like we're picking up viewers from Michigan City, Lafayette, Indianapolis. Got some cousins in Iran and North Korea that are working really hard to pick up our broadcast.
Yeah, I think I might have mentioned that last time. If I didn't, interesting little tidbit. I was informed by YouTube that one of our games was being blocked for the viewers in Cuba, North Korea, Iran, and Syria. So we're working with the U.S. government to see if we can't get the games available there.
A lot of baseball fans overseas. That's disappointing.
And that's ball 1 inside. And I believe this is Bryce Snyder up to bat.
Yeah, it looks like Bryce is DHing in the 8-hole for us. Love to see Bryce get on. He's one of the fastest kids on the team.
And I suspect he's DHing for Yoder.
Must be.
That looks like ball. Did they call that one a ball? It should have been a ball. It was high. Yes, it is. 3-0. So Bryce is way ahead. I'd give him the green light. But I don't think the coaches probably will.
4-pitch walk.
Walks on 4 straight pitches, and no pitcher likes to start an inning off like that.
Coach Biles doing a great job of setting screens. So we're going to have to wait for the scoreboard on some of these calls. All right. Jaden in the 9-hole, but you know, sometimes I think of Jaden as almost that second leadoff hitter. He started the season in our leadoff spot. He's a good hitter.
Good hitter. He's fast on the bases. And that's ball high.
He's got some power in the bat. I'd also like to see Bryce steal here. Northrop. Well, here comes the Bruins coach out to the mound.
He got a little concerned when 5 straight balls were thrown to start off the inning. He wants to make sure his pitcher's okay. Maybe giving him some advice on what he might be seeing over from the dugout. Or he might just be saying throw strikes.
Yeah, those mound visits are always interesting. What do you tell a pitcher in these situations? Probably every pitcher needs to hear something different.
That's probably true.
But I'd like to see Homestead be aggressive here. JP's got a lot of power in that bat, but I'd still like to see Bryce get in that scoring position before he takes another swing. I don't see any real way that they would be able to throw him out if he got just an average jump.
Yeah, Snyder's got 6 stolen bases on the season.
I think they're thinking the same thing with a pickoff move back to first.
Yes, and perhaps the Mountain Conference had something to do with that. There's a good line drive into left field. Snyder's going to get to third, it looks like. Nope, they held him up. So we got men on first and second. Great hit by Jaden Lepper there.
You know, that probably is the coaching dilemma for Homestead, is how aggressive do you want to be when you've got such good bats all the way through the order?
It's true. You don't want to get an out on the base paths if you just got guys that are going to hit anyway. And we're to the top of the order with Nick Hockmeyer. He got a base hit his first time up to bat. And first pitch, he swings.
Got through.
Gets through the infield. Between first and second, we got 1 run scored. They throw the ball home. Way too late. But it holds up Jaden at third. So we got men on first and third.
Another great job by Nick. He's so aggressive early in the count. You throw him anything over the plate, he's going to swing at it and usually put the ball in play.
And that's what I was going to say, not to jinx him. I didn't say it at the beat when he was leading off the game in the last inning, that he tends to swing at that first pitch.
Yes, he does.
He knows the pitcher's going to try and throw a strike.
Yes, he does.
And so he's ready for it. He's not going to watch that strike go by. I know there's different hitting philosophies out there. Some say you watch them just to run the count up or to get some experience watching that particular pitcher's movements. But then there's others that say they're going to try and throw you a strike.
That's right.
That might be the best pitch you're going to see.
That's right.
And that's ball 1 to Carter Matheson.
All right, Carter.
Carter hits a hard ball into right field.
1 hops. Right fielder makes the throw into the infield.
Carter sees that nobody's at second base, and he goes ahead and makes that a double.
That's fantastic.
That was
really good base running.
Good heads-up base running. That would have been a single if somebody would have stayed at second, but both the second baseman and the shortstop went out as cutoff folks, so nobody was manning second, so Carter was able to easily advance.
Yeah, that's a mental error by the shortstop for Northrop. Gives us a base without having to even steal for it.
And by the way, a run scored, so the score is at 5-1 now. Men on second and third. Hockmeyer's on third. Carter's on second.
And the Northrop bullpen is
warming up another pitcher.
Getting going.
Caleb Culping's up to bat. He watches strike 1. And you know, it's always the second time through the order that the pitcher can get into trouble. And the problem with playing against Homestead's offense is so many times Caleb hits a hot shot right at the shortstop, who frankly dove out of the way.
Yeah, that from our angle it looked like he was getting out of the way.
And I don't blame him. That might have been the hop that was taking, but he ducked to get out of the way on that one. And Caleb's on first. 2 runs score.
This pitcher's not having as much success second time through the order.
Yeah, and now
just as you mentioned.
Yeah, the problem with playing Homestead this season, with the hitters being so strong up and down the order, is a lot of times the second time through the order is in the second inning. And that's what we're seeing here. We're already almost halfway through the order here in the second inning.
We've already got 4 on the board this inning for a total of 7 runs. So, but we also know that no lead is safe with Homestead. So
no lead is big enough.
I'd like to see him continue to put up some more runs early in the game.
Brennan Falls went out of play. The count is 1-2.
Looks like Braden Hardwick in again for Caleb, pinch running on first base.
And folks at home, I might have that count wrong. The scoreboard shows 1-1, and I might not have reset it from the prior batter. It's not going to matter. Brennan hits it straight at the third baseman, who bobbles it, and Brennan is safe at third. Braden Hardwick, who came in to pitch run, is on second, and that brings Luke Palmer up.
Yep, hard hit ball right at the third baseman, and couldn't tell if that hit that lip of the grass or right in the dirt, but he did a good job to block it, but I'd probably assess an error on that play.
Error on the field. Yeah, I think these balls, it just looks chopped up in the infield, that infield dirt, and I don't know if you know what's going to happen. Luke takes this big hack, swinging strike. Counts 0-1, no outs.
I do like the aggressive swing on a pitch over the plate, though. Nothing wrong with that early in the count.
Luke takes one high and inside. 1-1.
Another scoring opportunity here.
That's a low call strike.
That was, from our angle, Dan, that looked just above the ankles.
But a tough one to hit. Jason Worth could hit that if you ever watched him in the Phillies and the Nats. He could hit one that was grazing the plate. Luke Palmer takes a swing on it. He hits it into center field. It's a high ball, caught by the center fielder, and everyone's held up.
Braden tagged up and was thinking about it, got about a third of the way, and I think Coach held him up. The center fielder made a quick delivery to the cutoff man. I'm not sure he would have made it, so good decision. Still have got some good bats coming to the plate here, so no use getting out at third base.
Yep, Michael Long up to bat.
Braden stealing.
We had a double steal there on strike one. No attempt to get either one of those base runners.
No.
So they're on second and third now with one out.
Great jump. Boy, I think the more often we steal them, I don't think they've made an attempt yet on any of the stolen bases. So this.
Well, it kind of goes with the stats we looked up.
Yes,
this
it
morning,
does.
That they have not caught anybody on the bases yet. And Micah watches strike two. So we're 1 and 2 on the count. One out. Men on second and third.
All right, Micah. Line drive scores 2 here.
That was a ball high and away. I think the catcher was lucky to grab that one. Could have scored a run if he wouldn't have grabbed that. That's 2-2. Micah fouls one way over the home plate.
Looked like a good off speed, probably a curve ball there after a couple fastballs, but Micah was able to foul that off.
Oh, hit by pitch right in the back. Anyway, on.
Looks like he dusts himself off, no problem. Thought I heard a little clank. Thought it might have hit his bat, but it might have maybe hit the back of his helmet.
Scoreboard has. Oh, they just fixed it. I was going to say the scoreboard had 2 outs. I have 1, but now they have it down to 0 outs. I think it's 1 out. And the bases are now loaded for Graham Collin. And Graham Collin is a good, solid hitter, and this is a perfect opportunity to bring in a couple of runs. It's called strike one. Looked a little low, but I think it snuck in there.
Looked like a decent curveball. I think Graham was sitting on fastball there.
Yep, I'd let that one go by for strike one. Graham hits a nice ball to left field. The left fielder's chasing after it. It lands fair. It is all the way in the corner. We've got 1 run and 2 runs in. Graham gets a stand-up double. Micah advances to third, and 2 more runs are on the board. A great piece of hitting right there.
Yes, it was. Boy, a little higher. That might have even gotten out, but right at the foul pole. Stayed fair by about 10 feet, so great job, Graham. Couple more runs.
And that's 6 runs so far this inning. There's still 1 out. I am sure that this pitcher is wondering if he's going to get to sit down.
Yeah, he's really not a bad pitcher. It's just this Homestead team is just formidable with the bats. He's done a good job mixing up fastball, curveball, but
it's called strike one to Bryce Snyder.
No one's really been able to do much with this Homestead order for very long. I think the Norwell game's about 3 or 4 innings.
Bryce hits a hot shot, but right at the second baseman who's able to field it. We've got a rundown potentially between home and third with Micah. And he gets in safe under the throw. Graham Collin advances to third. A very aggressive piece of running, or possibly a mistake, but it leads to another run scored.
I think Graham may have run him off third there. I think Graham was moving on the on contact.
Oh, and it pushed Micah forward.
And I think it pushed him off a little bit. Graham started to retreat, but it ended up okay for Homestead.
All's well that ends well.
I think Coach Biles coaching Graham right now on that situation.
Yeah, I guess with 1 out, he didn't need to run second to third there on a grounder to second base.
No, probably not.
Jaden Lepper up to bat now, called strike one. Again, that one looked a bit low too. I don't know if this umpire is giving the pitcher a little help. Jaden fouls one off. It looks like it's going to be well out of play. And that's strike two. He's 0-2. Pitcher may be seeing a ray of sunshine coming through here, but I have a feeling Jaden's going to rain on him here in a second. And he puts the bat on the ball. It's a fly ball,
That's
well
going to be a tough
over
play.
the second baseman, and who can't make the play in spite of his efforts. And Jaden gets down, beats the throw to second. He turns one of those just Texas leaguers into a double.
Just that triangle between the right fielder, second baseman, first baseman. None of them could quite get to it. So
run scores, and that's 8 runs this inning. It's now 11 runs for Homestead to 1 for Northrop. And we're back to the top of the order, of which we've seen this inning already.
Yes, we have.
Nick Hockmeyer, of course, first pitch, swings right at it. Unfortunately, straight at the first baseman for an easy out.
He hit it hard. He hit it hard again, though.
Yes,
that was
he did.
a good hard hit right down the line. First baseman made a nice play, but love Nick's aggressiveness at the plate there.
Absolutely. He swung at 3 first pitches now. 3 times up and 3 first pitches. 2 times got on and 1 time did not. But every time struck the ball.
Nick does pitch, so he understands the pitcher's mentality of trying to get ahead on that first pitch. So he usually sits on that fastball over the plate and does a great job of normally hitting it, which he did again there.
And the damage is certainly done. I'm sure these Bruins, who hit well in that first inning, can't feel too good about the game right now.
So I will, these next couple innings for Homestead, I'll be curious to see how they move through them. The DeKalb game started very similar to this. Big lead for Homestead, but the 4th inning is what allowed DeKalb back into that game. So we'll see how Homestead moves through this game now that they've got another big early lead.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a mindset shift that's happening with our players, that they maybe take their foot off the gas, or what exactly occurs in their heads that they kind of start giving things up.
Well, you know, the Homestead coaching staff has a lot of choices when it comes to pitching, and I think the first half of the season they were just working their way through a lot of pitchers, seeing what they had, and I'd like to see them hopefully settle into some roles here in the second half of the season with some starting pitching and some bullpen pitching, and let kids settle into their roles a little bit. So we'll be interested to see who's going to be in the bullpen possibly for this first game if Caleb doesn't go the distance, which he's perfectly capable of doing for us.
Well, and again, we're in an opportunity of having a shorter game in the event that we can keep our foot on the gas. It's 11-1, so we've already got the opportunity for a 10-run rule at the 5th inning. If a team's ahead by 10, they just go ahead and finish the game right there after 5.
First pitch strike. Good job, Caleb. Another strike, swinging strike. Count should be 0-2.
Thanks for reminding me there. I stopped running the scoreboard.
Well, we've got a little bit more of a screen to look through now that the Northrop bullpen is in motion. We've got a pitching coach, we've got the pitcher warming up, and the player who protects the pitcher in these fields that has the bullpen sitting on the field. So we've got an obstructed view of home plate. We'll have to rely on the scoreboard a little bit for balls and strikes here for us.
He puts bat on the ball, and it's in left field right at Nick Hockmeyer. It was a very well struck ball.
Yes, it was.
If you get that one in a gap, that's going to be a double. But
that's the tough part of baseball. Well hit, but right at him. And Jaden Lepper just got a piece of it in the last inning, able to just find the grass there just over the second baseman's head.
Yep, you can do everything right and get nothing for it. You can get a weak hit and have a great result. It just doesn't seem fair at times.
No,
so
it
that's
doesn't.
Fouled off for strike 1.
That's probably why baseball's one of, if not the most mentally tough sports there are.
And it's known as a sport of failure. That's a swinging strike. I think he might have fouled off, but it's 0-2.
All right, nibble those corners, Caleb. Don't give him anything good to hit. Let's get another out here.
That one's in the dirt. Ball one. It's 1-2. One out. The score is 11-1, and we're in the bottom of the second inning. That's a swinging
Great
strike
pitch.
for strike three. And that brings the hopefully third out to the plate.
Great pitch. That he definitely had that hitter off balance the entire at bat. Never looked like he was close to even putting the barrel on the ball there.
It's ball low in the dirt. He gets a bat on that one. It's a swinging bunt. Caleb has trouble fielding it, and it turns out to be a single.
Yeah, that's the one time being a left-handed pitcher is a disadvantage. He had to try to make a play and get turned around, and I think he tried to actually turn around before he picked up the ball.
Yep.
And lost his footing there, looks like, a little bit, or couldn't squeeze the ball with his bare hand right out of this thick grass.
He does a pickoff move back to first. See if he can.
That was in the dirt. That was a good job by Micah to block that. Don't want to give any extra bases here.
And that's called strike one.
I always feel like Caleb does a good job of getting ahead of most of the hitters. And then he's just got a whole arsenal of pitches to use. Well hit. Well hit ball to center field. Carter did have to run about 20 yards to his left, but made a play in the ball and got that third out.
And that concludes the second inning. Do we have any sponsors today? American Senior Communities?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that sponsorship check, so we'll see how that goes. We are looking at several, well, I guess we only got Parkview Sports there in the outfield. We do like seeing sponsors get involved with high school baseball, so appreciate Parkview Sports Medicine putting their sponsorship here at the Northrop Bruins field. And what is the name of this field?
You know, I don't know the answer to that question.
There is a name for the field. We'll find out hopefully before the end of the broadcast.
Now, I can look at the scoreboard and see it says Stavret Field on it, or Stavretti Field on it.
There you go, Stavretti.
If I'm not mistaken, Nick Hockmeyer was our last batter in the second inning, so that would put Carter Matheson up to bat.
Well, the wind's picking up a little bit, so for the viewers at home, hopefully the wind on the microphone's not too bad. I know there's a few Homestead baseball fans that aren't able to get to the game today, did have to work today, so got some nice texts coming in that they're watching the broadcast since they couldn't be here today, so glad you enjoyed the broadcast.
Darn work
from home or from work or wherever you may be today.
Carter Matheson, the lefty, approaches the plate, and I didn't even check. Did we change pitchers? This one's got long hair like the last one did. It could be the same guy. It could be somebody different.
I believe this is a new pitcher.
Number 10, maybe?
That looked like who was in the bullpen.
McNeil. He's pitched 2.1 innings this season.
He's got, you're right, similar haircut to the first pitcher, the mullet that is returned. A lot of kids wearing that same hairdo and can't quite tell them apart.
And Counts 1-1 to Carter. And HHS Photog just arrived. She's waving me off.
Guest interview between innings? I think we just got turned down.
Yeah, I think we did. It's 2-1. Looked like that was a close one, but I believe it was called ball.
That was, looked close.
Maybe inside?
Looked a little inside, a little low.
3-1. It's Carter's pitch right here. He takes a big swing at it.
Oh, that's
going
back.
Out into center left, or center right. Center fielder is able to get under that one and make the catch. Well struck ball. Spent a little too much time up in the air, unfortunately.
Just a little under it. Didn't miss by much.
And that's the first out. Caleb Colpine up to bat. This is his third plate appearance today. Nick Bile picked a spot to make us
well
watch.
hit.
And Caleb just does what Caleb does. It's a one-hopper. I'm not even sure one-hopped it. It might have hit the wall in the right center.
It was right there. For a second, I thought that was going to get out, but that's...
For an easy stand-up double for him. In fact, he was standing there on second when they were throwing it in.
That's right. And Braden Hardwick's coming into pinch run, and you know, we're going to have to rename the right center field gap the Caleb Colpine gap.
Yeah, the Caleb Colpine gap right there. Brendan Weeger up to bat. He holds on ball one. Brendan's 1 for 2 today. He's got an RBI. He pounds one into the ground towards the third baseman. This is going to be a tough play, and the third baseman's throw is off the mark, pulling first base off the bag, and Brendan is safe. Braden Hardwick advanced to third.
I think he would have beat the throw even if it was on target.
I'd call that a hit.
I would agree, and that first baseman did a good job of stepping off the bag to catch that ball. Otherwise, we would have had Braden Hardwick.
Braden would have scored.
Coming across home plate there for another run.
Luke Palmer's up to bat. He grounded out his first at bat, flied out his second at bat. I bet he'd like to have one make it to the ground this time.
And I would like to see Homestead continue to put some runs on the board, put more pressure on Northrop early in this game. Let's see what Luke can do for us here.
Counts 1-1.
That was on the outside, probably a good pitch to lay off. Although he's pretty good at driving those to right field. He's been a right field hitter for the most part this year.
He's hit by pitch. And that's going to load up the bases. Looks like he took that one in the shoulder.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that hit him. He definitely ducked a little bit. Even if it hurts, he's not going to let anybody know.
Never let him know. Micah Long up to bat. Bases loaded.
All right, Micah.
Micah hits a high pop-up. It's going to be out of play. The first baseman is chasing after it, but not a chance to get there. Strike one.
No, first baseman and second baseman made a good effort at it, but just a little too far to reach. Had me worried for a second there they might snag that, but Mike has new life.
The wind might pull it back towards him, but it wasn't enough. It's a ball in the dirt. Micah signals to the base runners to hold up. And we're 1-1.
All right, drive one here, Micah.
Strike two.
Looked like he took a little something off of that one.
Yeah. It's a beautiful day out here today compared to Wednesday's game where we were praying for no rain for a long time, and then we were praying for more rain after. Unfortunately, Micah goes down looking for strike three, and that's 2 outs. Bases still loaded. But Graham Collin coming up to bat with another chance to put in some more RBIs.
Yeah, that was a good curveball. I think Micah was still sitting fastball, so I think that just Just confused him there for a second, but another opportunity here for Homestead. Let's see what we can make happen here.
Ball low. He hits a rifle shot between third and short. One runs in, a second run coming in, and Luke holds up at second. So that's 2 RBIs for that single, and we got 2 on.
That was really well struck. Good job, Graham. He's had a couple of good hard hits, a couple more runs up on the board. Like to see Homestead continue to put a lot of pressure on Northrop.
Absolutely.
We at 13 now, Dan?
We are.
13-1. Still have a runner in scoring position on second base.
Snyder up. I'd like to see Luke get a stolen base right here. That ball's fouled off.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they haven't sent the runners. Luke's definitely capable of getting to third. It is a left-handed batter, so it's an open throw, so maybe that's the reason they're holding him up.
I'm not sure the coaches have sent anybody yet this game. Bright hits the ball hard into right field, and it falls foul.
From our vantage point, we can't quite hear or see what the umpire called there, but the runners are heading back to their spots. Well, I think we did have that double steal earlier, Dan, so I think they've sent him at least once.
Oh, that's true. Good point.
But
that was about a 210-foot strike. That's ball way high. Takes the count 2-2. And he goes down swinging.
Got a viewer texting me, Dan, that your microphone volume seems to be went down a little bit.
Oh, I will. Not sure how that happened. I'll adjust it and see what happens here. Maybe I moved my microphone and didn't realize it. Let us know if it gets fixed or not.
Shout out to Stan and Nancy Crum in West Lafayette, Homestead baseball fans. Looking forward to seeing them tomorrow. We've got Great Granny's 95th birthday.
95th.
95th.
Happy birthday. Looks like we got a plane coming in for a landing right now right over us. We're very near Smith Field in Fort Wayne. Cameraman's moving the camera, so maybe you can watch that plane come in.
We are on final approach to Smith Field here in Fort Wayne. Probably about a quarter mile to our west. Private airport here in Fort Wayne. Sweet Aviation will take you up for a flight around beautiful Fort Wayne.
Sweet Aviation, of course, part of the Sweet Empire here in Fort Wayne. Started with Sweetwater Sound, which is now, I believe, the world's largest musical instrument seller, based right here in Fort Wayne.
And if you are in the Fort Wayne area and able to stop by, it's a fantastic...
something to see.
It's something to see.
And we got the first pitch of the bottom of the third coming here. Batter holds, but watches strike one.
My daughter was able to go with a church group and get into one of the music studios to record a song, and it is first-class music studio.
That's a swinging strike too. They say actually that that some of the best music studios in the world are right there for the perfect sound inside of them. And that's a swinging
great
strike
pitch.
3. Caleb really grooved that one in, and that was a great 3-pitch strikeout to start the third inning for Caleb.
You know, Caleb Gave up that home run in the first, but ever since then, he's been doing a great job. He really has not allowed the Northrop hitters to get comfortable in any way. Very few base runners. I think only one walk so far, Dan.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're seeing a typical Caleb Colpine well-pitched game.
He's pitched 4 strikes and 4 pitches this half inning. And looks like he missed inside. Good pitch, though.
Low and inside. Bryce did a great job of sliding over. He's just getting better and better every game behind the plate, more and more confident, really contributing to this varsity club.
There's a hit to the third baseman, Graham Collin. He fires it to first for easy out. Number 2. So we got 2 up, 2 down. And again, hopefully the third out has just approached the plate.
All right, I'm getting a thumbs up on your microphone volume, Dan.
Microphone volume better than swinging strike. High pitch, but he bit. Swinging strike 2. Again, I think that one was a bit high, but that looks like he likes that pitch.
We can put another 0 up on the board here. That's just gonna.
And that one was outside. Got past Bryce, but nobody's on, so that makes no difference here. 1 and 2, 2 outs.
I was going to say, if we can put a 0 up here, we can really just send them, the confidence and the ability to get back in this game for Northrop is.
And that's swinging strike 3. That was an 11-pitch inning. Absolutely fantastic.
He's getting
pitching.
Stronger.
Yes, he is. Love to see it. Build the confidence for our pitching staff. And the score is 13-1 after 3. And we're seeing I think just a really solid performance from all sides of the game from Homestead today.
I was just thinking, not only are we getting some great pitching by Caleb, the defense is playing well, outfield's made some good plays, the infield's made some good plays. Bryce is doing a great job behind the plate, so not only is Caleb throwing well, but he's got eight guys around him that are playing well, not giving Northrop hardly any breathing room at all.
Yep. And our ever-dependable bats are doing their job.
Yes, they are.
Wouldn't be surprised to see some lineup changes here for this 4th inning. We see that a lot. See the outfielders switch places. We got 6 outfielders, and the coach tries to give them all some time out there, and maybe even some infield changes. See what happens.
We're about that time of the game where you've seen Homestead do that, and I'd like to see them do that. Continue to give some other players a few at bats. The high school rules do allow to sub out and then back in if necessary, so it's really not much of a risk.
And last batter last inning was Bryce Snyder. Jaden Lepper coming up to bat. He's the 9 spot, so after he bats, all of the original 9 will have batted 3 times.
And rolling the top of the 4th, Dan.
Yes, that is correct. 3 innings, 3 times through the order. That one, nice curveball, drops in for a strike.
If anyone happens to have a couple of bar stools in their trunk that happen to be here at the game, Dan and I are using the back of the chairs to sit on so we can see above the fence line. Wouldn't mind a couple bar stools right now.
And that's ball 1. 1-1. Score is 13-1. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Jaden hits the ball straight at the shortstop, who is able to make the play for out number 1.
Shortstop did a good job there. He swallowed that ball up pretty easily, made a routine play, but with this infield, there's very few routine plays.
And it looks like we're seeing our first substitution. Mr. Quintana is up to bat.
Okay.
So he's taking the place of Nick Hockmeyer at the leadoff spot.
Just as we thought. I think Coach Pyle wants to get a few other A few other players, some at-bats. Braden's done a good job this year. He's mainly been a catcher for us.
And he moves a bit out of the way for a ball inside. It's 1-1. Yeah, Quintana's one of our 5 juniors on the team. This is, as we've mentioned before, a senior-heavy team. Quintana puts the bat on the ball, grounder to the second baseman, who gets an easy play to first for out number 2. And Carter Matheson up to bat.
All right, I'd like to see Carter get a hold of one here.
You know, you hate to keep count, but we're all keeping count.
That's right.
And so you feel like he needs to get one out. And it drops in a curveball for strike 1.
You know, for those of you that aren't aware, Carter is going to IU on a full baseball scholarship, but he's also he's been scouted this year, Dan, in some of the high school season by some Major League Baseball scouts. I mean, he's I think that he's got the possibility of getting drafted here, so I'd like to see him continue to roll with some hits and some home runs, and be exciting to see if that could happen for him.
Yeah, by my rough count, we've had 7 different teams, MLB teams at our games so far this season, you know, and there's only 30 teams, so that's pretty impressive to have.
That is very impressive. 7
different teams showing up to watch. I'd like to think they're here to watch us, but I'm not sure. Maybe we're going to get called up. And that's 2-2.
All right, Carter.
Carter fouls another one off. It's 2-2.
He's got that great whippy swing with his hands. Fouled that one off. He generates a ton of bat speed.
Yeah, you know, the head of that bat is just coming through at a very, very high velocity. And they get him with a low strike. Strike 3. And that ends the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. That's the first inning that Homestead didn't put any runs on the board. But that's okay, because we've got a pretty good lead build up.
You know, it's baseball's not a fast-paced game, and you know, with a lead like this, similar to what we had at DeKalb, you know, maintaining that that high level of play is very difficult.
It is.
So I'm gonna call this the key moment of the game, Dan. If we can get through the 4th inning relatively unscathed and get to the 5th with this lead, I'd feel a lot better. This was the moment of truth for us against DeKalb. The 4th inning is where we gave up, I believe, 9 runs in that inning, where we just couldn't throw strikes.
It was rough to watch.
There were very few hits. It was almost all walks, passed balls, and a couple hit batters maybe.
But you're exactly right. This is the moment. I think this, and as I said earlier, you got to keep your foot on the gas. I realize you're up 13-1. It's not like you're trying to beat up on the other team, but at the same time, you got to stay focused. That you got to play good baseball all the way through the game.
100% agree, and I would say we're at the point of the season. Caleb has kind of settled into his role as the Saturday Game 1 starter for Homestead, so I'd like to see him probably go 5 innings at least. Let's see what his pitch count is, Dan.
Got to change our glasses.
Looks like he's at 55 pitches.
That's pretty good. 4 innings, 55 pitches. Oh, 3 innings, I'm sorry.
3 innings.
Not as good.
See if we can't get through this inning under 70 pitches, and so he can go into the 5th.
Yeah, another quick inning here would be nice. And that's a high for ball 1.
Dan, where are we in the order for Northrop?
You know, I don't have the order. We did not get a lineup card, and that's strike 1 call. That's a half-hearted swing for strike 2. And And that's strike 3. You know, the difference between the last 2 innings and the first inning has been stark. The first inning, those batters seemed to be able to pick up on Caleb and hit pretty well for Northrop. But the last 2 innings, it seems like Caleb is grooving, and they're struggling to even put a bat on the ball. And I say that bat just went on the ball. It's a high fly ball in the infield. Brennan Wiegert steps just out of the infield past that crown and a little dip and makes the catch for out number 2.
And that was the 6-hitter, the first baseman for Northrop. So they were at 5, 6, 7 in the order. 7-hitter Calvin Roy's coming up. Only have 2 hits on the day, Northrop does.
Oh, you know, it seemed like more than that in that first inning, didn't it? But I guess one of them was out of the park, and the other one put somebody on base who was left stranded. But I think that they were striking the ball.
Yes.
And that's now less. They're striking it less. So now it's ball 1. 2 outs.
You know, I think Caleb settled in. He's really mixing up pitches well and hitting his spots.
And that's one in the dirt for the second ball.
Good pick by Bryce there.
Yeah, you were talking about the fact that we're sort of mid-season here. We actually are almost exactly mid-season. The DeKalb game was number 15 last Wednesday, so today is game number 16 out of 29. So halfway through that DeKalb game was halfway through the season. Luke Palmer's out there under a fly ball, makes the grab for out number 3. And that will end
1, 2, 3.
the 4th inning. Takes us to the 5th inning. Northrop has 3 outs to try and get some runs on the board to keep this game going beyond the 5th inning. So I wouldn't mind seeing us put up a couple of runs to have the insurance that keeps it from going past 5.
That's a great 4th inning compared to Wednesday night. So
oh my goodness!
It makes all the difference. You go into the 5th inning in a game with a 10-run lead. That's all but guaranteed a win. That's a lot of pressure on the other team.
And you know that 3rd inning was, I think I said, an 11-pitch inning. I think it might have been even less than that this inning for Caleb.
I would agree. So he's I would fully expect to see Caleb come back in the 5th and try to finish this game.
Finish this game. And I think Graham Collin is scheduled to start game 2.
I believe that might be correct.
And the shortstop commits an error in the warm-up. Luckily those don't count.
That's right. The temperature is picking up a little bit.
Yes, it's the temperature's going up. The wind is still pretty steady, and the forecast was for the wind to just steadily increase through the course of these games. If we get over in a normal amount of time for high school baseball, we won't hit the point where it's 20 plus miles per hour, but we're going to probably hit 18, 19 by the end of the second game.
At least it's not that cold biting wind that it kind of was at the beginning of the day. I am hoping this is the last time I have the heavy coat on for the year.
That would be nice. Yeah, because I grabbed the full-on winter coat when I walked to the door. Because
we both learned a pretty hard lesson Wednesday night.
Yeah, when we were shivering there, when we were chilled to the bone on Wednesday night, and getting rained on, and the wind blowing.
Yes.
That was enough for me. I'm wearing the winter coat until it's 85 degrees out. Caleb Colpine leading us off this inning, the 2-batter for Homestead. And I think that was called a ball. Yes, it was.
Coach Bile must have got our memo. He's standing off to the right a little bit.
Caleb hits another one hard, and I have a feeling this one just left the park. It sure did.
Gone.
Almost dead center. He just shot that ball out. Fantastic piece of hitting. And was that the first pitch of the inning?
I believe that ball.
No, he did watch a ball. So
that
was the second pitch of the inning. So.
And that was in the lower part of the strike zone.
Yep.
And but he
got every bit of that.
Yes, he did.
And
dead center field.
Another run on the board. That was the insurance run I was requesting. Has just been received. And is this Braden Hardwick up to bat? I believe it is.
Yes, it is.
So Hardwick has taken Weir's spot in the order.
Yeah, this is the 4 spot.
And that's a ball high. And outside. It's ball 2. I'm sure the pitcher's a little bit gun shy right now. And that's ball low. And Braden, in his first plate appearance of the game, is sitting 3-0. I always say it, but I'd greenlight him. Not sure it was, but it's a called strike.
Love to see Braden obviously get on the bases. He's one of the best base runners we've got. He's normally the number one pinch runner we pull into a game to be able to steal bases. So
absolutely. Good hitter too, and that's ball 4. He's able to produce good line drives.
He's getting stronger every game as well. You know, obviously we lost the high school baseball season last year, but due to his football knee injury, he couldn't play travel ball last summer. So he's really had it's been 2 years since he's played ball and just needs some time, needs some at-bats, and he's getting better and better every game.
Luke Palmer up to bat. No outs. Man on first. He holds, but strike called.
Homestead hasn't subbed as many folks as I thought they might.
Maybe he's planning on playing a whole different set the second game. And Luke Palmer's hit by a pitch for the second time this game, and he's not happy.
No, he's not, folks.
He would have liked to rather hit the ball rather than get the freebie on that one.
Yeah, I think that got him right in the ankle. That hurts. That stings. Micah back up to bat. See if Micah can't move these runners over.
I don't know if the coach is going to double steal him given the score.
Probably not.
And that's ball 1. Called strike. 1-1. That's my microphone, sounds like. Trying to figure out where this wind is coming from. It's a pickoff attempt back to first.
That was close.
Yep, they got the idea that Braden was maybe taking a little too much liberty with his lead to third and made a move back. Braden makes it back in time. Strike 2. Counts 1 and 2. Micah's got to protect now.
All right, Micah, just put the ball in play here. Move those runners over.
And that's a ball for 2 and 2. Still no outs this inning. Micah hits a high foul ball on the left field side at well out of play. 2-2.
Right over the orange and brown dugout.
Yes. Cleveland Browns.
It is Cleveland Brown Stadium here, folks.
That one's inside, and the count is full.
Being born in Cleveland, I do have a soft spot for the Browns, but it is an unusual color combination.
And
Ball 4.
he is walked. The bases are loaded. There are no outs. Graham Collin is up. I'm sure he'd like to add yet another couple more RBIs onto the day.
I feel like this might be the third at bat with bases loaded this game, Dan.
You might be right. And looks like we got another pitcher coming out to the bullpen to warm up. Graham puts one up high. It looks like it's in the infield. The first baseman's making the call, and he grabs that one for out number 1. Bases still loaded. Like to see Graham's aggressiveness there.
Yeah, I think he a little late on that one. I'm sure he'd like to have that one back. Let's see if we can't. Is that Cole? Cole Etchison?
Cole Etchison into bat. Number 3. Oh, and he hits a rifle shot into the dugout of the Bruins. Nobody hurt. I think Cole's going to Ball State for Architectural School.
I did not know that.
Well, hopefully my sources are right. And that's a ball in the dirt. Counts 1-1. And we got one out.
Bruins bullpen is warming up again.
And Cole hits a nice line drive down the left field line. That's one in. That's two in. And we hold him up there. Mike at third. 2 runs scored on that.
Great job, Cole.
Great line drive. Take those all day long. And we now have those insurance runs that I was hoping for. It is now 16-1. Runners on second and third. And Jaden Lepper is back up to bat.
Really like to see that for Cole. I know he's fighting for some at-bats here on a pretty deep Homestead roster, and he's a heck of a ball player, so happy he was able to get another at-bat and show what he can do.
Yeah, he's a heck of an athlete, and that's ball 1. Drops the curveball in for a strike. 1-1. Still 1 out in this top of the 5th inning. Ball 1 high. 2-1. And it's fouled off behind home plate. Strike 2, so that's 2-2.
Feel like
ball takes the count full.
Yeah, I feel like the pitcher is just getting maybe a little tired. He doesn't quite have the control he had in the first 2 innings we saw him.
Yes.
That's
Ball 4.
there are just no breaks in this Homestead lineup, is there, Dan?
You just, as a pitcher, you just face good hitter after good hitter, and then every once in a while, great hitter comes up.
That's right.
So, and it looks like Nick Hockmeyer came back into the lineup. So we're back to the top of the order.
So in high school baseball, you can sub out and then sub back in. I think that's what we've seen here. Nick subbed out last time around, and who had that at bat last time, Dan? In the 1 spot.
I think it was Quintana.
That's right, Braden. So Nick's back in.
It's called strike. 1-1.
Unlike Major League Baseball.
Hawk takes a hack. It's a high fly ball to right field. Right fielder's under it. He makes the catch. We got runners advancing after tagging up. Run scores, Micah, and Cole Etchison moved to third. So great sac fly.
Yep, did his job. Great job, Nick. Continue to put numbers on the board.
It's now 17-1. Carter Matheson's up to bat. This is probably going to be his last opportunity to put one out in this game. Can't imagine this game's going to see any more innings. Is this his second at bat this inning? Ball 1. No,
that was last inning. I think he was the last batter of last inning, so
yeah, that makes sense. And there's a ball in the dirt, and Jaden Lepper is going to jog to second on a pass ball. And the count is 2-0. I'm sure this pitcher would like to put one in the zone.
At the same time, he's not sure he wants to serve one up for Carter. Carter fouls one off for strike 1.
even Carter's fouls seem to go a little bit higher than everyone else's.
Major League foul. Carter takes a big swing on that one. It's at right field. It's deep.
Could it?
And he's back, and it's gone.
Gone.
Carter's 11th home run of the season, and if you give him credit for the one at Parkview, which the stats don't, he's actually put 12 out. Absolutely fantastic. Yet another home run for Carter Matheson, who is on a tear.
Yes, he is. Haven't really seen anything like this in high school baseball in the last few years, so it's a lot of fun to watch him chase the record at Homestead, which he's getting closer.
Yes, he is, and we hate to keep talking about it, but guess what? We're going to keep talking about it.
That's right.
Caleb Colping up to bat. His last at bat went out of the park. I'm sure he wouldn't mind putting another one out just for fun.
Those are some of the best moments in baseball when you watch someone chase a record with home runs at any level.
The Homestead home run record is 14, set in 2008. There's a ball low. 1-1, 2 outs. Nobody on because the bases were just cleared by Carter for the 11th time of the season.
So as a pitcher, you just gave up a home run. Now you're facing a batter who hit a home run his last at bat. That cannot be a comfortable feeling for a pitcher.
Yeah. And Caleb, you almost feel bad for him because of his incredible hitting, and he doesn't have near the number of RBIs that he would otherwise have,
Right.
given that he gets to follow Carter, who manages to clean the bases off very often. That was a called strike. I'm not sure Caleb agrees with that call. 2-2.
That's a great point, Dan. Do you ever consider splitting them, put them at 2 and 4?
Yeah, you got to get them as many as bats as you can, with both of them being as good as they are at hitting. That almost looked like it was going to hit Caleb, but it might have gone behind him.
I think it did.
And the count is full. Caleb takes it foul down the right field line. Count still full. 2 outs. Nobody on. Score is 19-1. I thought it was 17-1. It's 19-1. Hate to say it, but it's ugly. Caleb hits ground ball to second, throws it to first for the out, and they are out of this inning. And I am sure they are happy that they are.
You know, I do think there's a lot of underclassmen on this varsity roster for Northrop. They're going to probably be building towards the future a little bit, going up against this senior-laden team for Homestead.
Yeah, a lot of experience on this Homestead team. It's the exception that is not a senior.
That is true. And this group has been playing at the varsity level even though they didn't get a season last year. They had a lot of experience as sophomores, so this is just a really solid baseball club. And they clean up some of those freebies, which they've done a great job this game of doing, and you can see what can happen with great pitching, great defense, and great hitting.
Yep. 7 of them played as varsity starters in their sophomore year. There was no junior year, but they all went and played in their summer ball leagues for various different teams. So they all kept getting more experience. Only a couple of guys took the season off last summer for injury or for other reason. But so these seniors, they're all they're young men getting to be men.
Yes, they are, and looks like we've got our starting lineup still intact in the defensive position, so no subs there.
You know, after the DeKalb game, I wonder if Coach Bile just wants to make sure
That's
that
right.
we finish the game strong.
That's right. I'll be curious to see if Grant Simmons gets any innings today on the mound. I know he's been sidelined with an injury, a minor injury, but working his way back, and hopefully the very near future, looking forward to seeing him back on the mound. He's one of Homestead's best pitchers.
Yeah, Caleb Colping's still on the mound. Looks like they're going to try and let him finish this game. And it's ball outside. Hopefully it'll be quick work for him this half inning, and that the game will end in a timely fashion. There's a ball off the handle. It's in the infield, right under the second baseman, who gloves it. Drops it on the transfer, but that won't count as a drop. So, is that Gabe Goebel out there?
You know, I believe that is Gabe.
I think it is.
So
Gabe.
there is a good substitution. Gabe gets some time at second base in most games. So Brennan Wiegert, I'm assuming, is on the bench this inning, giving Gabe a little bit of time.
And that's a ball in the dirt. 1 out. 1 ball, no strikes, nobody on. The score is 19-1. And that's a swinging strike.
He was looking right at us, Dan, after he swung that bat.
Yeah, I think his last at bat went much like that. He takes a good strong swing, but I have a feeling he's taking his head off the ball. 2-1. And that's high for 3-1. Batter's ahead now, and this is the hitter's count. That was in the dirt, so he didn't have to make a decision on whether or not to swing. We've got a runner on board. 1 out.
Looks like
I think we're at the top of the order here.
yeah, we're a little behind on the I score. I was going to look at see where Caleb is in his count. He should still be fine. I know that he walked the first batter, but I fully expect him to.
Greg Allen catches one off the handle, and Jaden
Got
Lepper
it.
makes a nice snag, catches
Got
it
it
in the air, and they double him up because the runner had gotten 2/3 of the way to second, and that ends this game.
I think that was a hit and run call on for Northrop, which the backfire to a hit and run is that line driver, an infield caught ball, and that's what happened there. So they got the easy double play.
Yep, so that ends the game. I'll call it an uneventful game. It started off, we scored 3 in the first, and Northrop came out swinging and hitting the ball. The first, they put up their first and only run with 1 out of the park. So that was the bright spot in the game for Northrop. But Homestead did what it seems to have struggled to do so far this year, and that is they put their foot on the gas at the start of the game, and they kept their foot on the gas all the way through the game.
Yeah. You know, that first inning, Dan, it was they put up a run. They had runners in scoring position. It looked like this could be a little bit closer game than what ended up. But after the second inning, it was just about over.
Yep, and so I'm glad to see that for Homestead. Certainly don't like to see anybody go down 19-1, but for Homestead's sake, I'm glad to see that they played a game to their ability, and that's what we've been kind of wondering for a while now is, are they going to play to what we know their abilities are?
Absolutely. Yeah, the offense has been pretty consistent. Defense has been fairly reliable. A few bobbles here and there, but the pitching, once Homestead gets the pitching squared away with their pitchers and their roles, which I'd be curious to see if they start settling in. And Caleb's done a great job. He's our Saturday morning starting pitcher, and that's I think is going to be his role the rest of the year. And as you can see why. Gave up 1 run in 5 innings, and I think only a couple hits there, Dan.
Yeah, it was a spectacular job of pitching by Caleb, and the defense was behind him the entire game, made all the plays, so it made it the kind of game that you like to see the team go out there and put up. And our game time on that one was 1.5 hours, which, folks at home, we've had the last 3 games we've played. 2 of them were 3+ hours.
Yes.
Which is longer than an MLB 9-inning game normally runs. So it was a little bit of pain on the sidelines for the families watching the games, and I'm sure it was for the players who were in those games to have those games go 3+ hours. One was 3 hours and 18 minutes. The other one was 3 hours and 28 minutes. So I'm very happy to see an 1.5-hour game.
Absolutely. I think our vocal cords and our battery life appreciates that as well.
Yes. And with that said, unless you got anything else to say right now, Craig, we're going to go off the air for a bit. I'm going to leave the same stream alive rather than putting up a second stream for you folks at home. But I'm going to leave the same stream alive, and we will see you. The next game is probably going to start in an hour, or no, half hour.
Usually
minutes.
a 30-minute break. We're ahead of schedule, so we'll be curious if they get going, but I'd plan on 30 minutes.
But thanks for tuning in with us, folks, and we will see you back here probably around 12:15.
Sounds good. Thanks, Dan.
Well, good afternoon, folks. So we're coming up on noon here, and we're just about to start Game 2. So if you're waiting until 12:15 and you're not listening to me right now, you shouldn't have listened to me when I told you to come back at 12:15.
Got the Bruins in the field. Looks like ready to go. They've already had their mound conference, so we'll get Game 2 here started shortly.
And hopefully Game 2 is going to go a lot like Game 1, where Homestead won that one 19-1. I don't even know how many hits Homestead had in that game. Might be on this board right here. It looks like we had 14 hits. Oh, we won, according to the iScore, we won that one 20-1. My scoreboard had 19-1, and the scoreboard had it at 19-1, so I'm not quite sure what the difference is. But either way, it was a big win for Homestead. They played great all the way through the game on all facets of the game, and so we're hopeful to see the same thing here in Game 2 this afternoon.
We don't have the iScore going yet for Game 2, but some minor tweaks to the lineup. Looks like we're going to have Carter Dixon catching, hitting in the 8th spot. And Gabe Goebel hitting in the 9th spot. I'm assuming at second base. I'm assuming they're going to move Brennan Weigert to third base, as it looks like Graham Collin will be on the mound.
And Nick Hockmeyer coming up to bat. And Greg Allen is the pitcher this afternoon for Northrop.
We'll see how aggressive Nick is on pitch 1 here. Pitches in the dirt for ball 1. Nothing for Nick to go after on that one.
And that's called strike.
I have a perfectly screened view of the umpire, Dan. I could not see that call at all. Coach Byron is normal spot.
Nick hits a nice line drive right at the left fielder. He literally had to take 3 steps forward, and that ball was in his glove. If that thing had been in a gap, that was a double easy.
Yes, well hit ball. That's just too bad. Hit right at him, but
did everything right. Got nothing for it.
That's right.
Carter Matheson up to bat. If you weren't here for the first game, Carter on his 5th plate appearance put it out of the park for number 11, home run number 11 for him on the season. I'm sure he'd like to open up strong. That pitch was so high it makes me think that he's not planning on throwing a strike to Carter.
No, I don't think he is. That was about 2 feet high. Oh,
put one right down the pipe for strike 1.
Looked like a little low, though. I think Carter was looking for something a little bit more meaty.
Carter hits the ball high on the third base side. It lands in the dugout, not playable for strike 2.
Looks like we have the wind blowing in the same direction for Game 2. No real changes, blowing out to left field, so a little warmer wind than it was a few hours ago.
Yes, it is. It's nice to feel that warmth. I'm still sitting here in my winter coat, but the temperature outside has gotten up to 55 degrees with about a 10-mile-an-hour wind in our faces. Sitting down the left field line, looking straight down.
Looked like a ball there. I was screened. I think 2-2.
2-2. Carter takes big hack, and it's fouled off behind home plate. Still 2-2, 1 out.
Cannot be a comfortable feeling being a pitcher on the mound, going up against this lineup after just putting up 19 runs.
Yep. Homestead's got a good week of baseball coming up. This is, that's a called strike 3. Rarity for Carter Matheson.
Yeah, I think that was on the outside corner. I didn't think Carter thought it was nibbled the corner, but the umpire obviously had a different idea on that pitch.
We're starting the second half of our season right now. That's ball 1. And next week we will play Carroll High School on Tuesday night. Carroll High School, always a tough program, and you could probably safely say they're one of the toughest programs.
Oh boy,
there.
Keep going.
Caleb Colpine hits another one to the fence. This time it's left field, which is not his normal direction to go. But had he hit that about 15 feet to the left, it would have gone out of the park.
That left fielder was, he made the run to get there, but he looked back right at the sun and lost the ball.
No idea where it was.
No,
covered his head.
He did. He actually ducked and covered his head. He could not find the ball.
And
but
that ball could have come down on his head right there. He was that close to it.
Another well-hit ball.
That's called strike one to Brennan Wiegert. So Caleb, another double. That's probably his 6,000th double this season. And that's a ball well out of the zone. 1-1.
Love to see a base hit here and score a run. Keep that pressure on Northrop with thinking they're going to have to score a lot of runs to compete.
The pitcher makes a move back towards second, doesn't actually throw. After Tuesday night's Carroll game, I believe Wednesday night is against Dwenger. Dwenger's a fun one. Brennan hits one to third baseman who makes the throw to first, but it's a little wide and the first baseman misses it.
Play at the plate.
Scores easily on the throw to third and then the overthrow. And we have a run on the board, and Wiegert is on first.
You know, it looked like that wasn't too far off target, but probably in the dirt a little bit in front of that first baseman, and he just couldn't get the glove on it.
Yeah, and as we discussed in the first game, the infield here is a little bit rough, as is the dirt, and a bounce on a throw can definitely make all the difference, and that may be just what happened there. Luke Ballmer up to bat. Catcher's coming to have a little talk with, or went up to have a little talk with the pitcher, and now looks like they're ready to go.
All right, let's get aggressive on the base paths early and put some more pressure on them. I'd like to see Brennan steal here.
That was low and away for ball one. And that's a strike swinging. 1-1.
This pitcher definitely has a little bit different speed than the game one. We're going to have to adjust. His fastball is probably a good 5 miles an hour slower than what we saw in game one from those pitchers.
And we've seen that with our team this season when we get the slower pitchers. Sometimes our team just struggles hitting those slow pitchers. And the wind is now howling at our backs.
And it's blowing the net from the hitting cage.
Luke Ballmer fouled that one off for strike two. It's 1-2. Luke hits a sharp grounder right up the middle, and that'll be a base hit. Men on first and second.
Good job, Luke, getting the bat on the ball there, just right up the middle. Hit it hard enough to roll all the way to center field.
And we're still 2 outs here. Top of the first. We got one run in. We got men on first and second. Michael Long's up to bat.
All right, Micah.
Micah hits one right over the pitcher's glove. The second baseman is there to try and field it, but he bobbles it. Luke gets in safe at second. Wiegert's safe at third, and there was no play to be made at first.
Boy, Northrop, couple errors on back-to-back plays here has given Homestead some early runs. You just can't do that against this Homestead team.
And Graham Collins up to bat with the bases loaded for the 40th time today.
Well, he converted on 2 of 3 so far. Let's see if he can't get a couple more.
And it's called strike one. Looks like that one's a little low and inside. Not Graham's pitch. Good one to lay off on that first pitch. And there it is, folks. He hits it right over the third baseman's head. It goes in. There's one run in. 2 runs scored. That brings Graham's total RBIs to the day for 1,000.
That is deja vu, isn't it?
All over again.
That's a good deja vu for Homestead. Put in
3 runs up, which is how many we had in the first inning of the first game today.
That's right. And Northrop's really now going to regret those 2 errors. They could have been out of the inning, and now they've given up a couple runs and are staring at another good hitter, Carter Dixon. He's had a home run this year. He's got a ton of bat speed. Let's see him get the ball in the bat here and maybe pop another run in here for Homestead.
And looks like called strike 1. Carter takes a hack at that one, fouls it off behind home plate, and he's 0-2. Got to protect now. We got 2 outs. We got 2 on.
Looks like we've got a pinch runner in for Graham on first base.
Yeah, Graham being the pitcher. Smart coaching play. Dixon puts a ground ball to the shortstop, who throws it to second for the out at second. That was Braden Hardwick.
That's Braden.
Was the pinch runner. So that ends the inning. 3 runs on the board. Damage is done by a couple of errors. They probably should have gotten out of that inning with just 1 run scored.
That's right. Yeah, they had 2 outs on us, and then we got that stand-up double, a couple errors, got some base runners, good RBI single for Graham, got a couple more runs in. So that's a tough one for Northrop. You just can't make mistakes like that against a Homestead team that can put up a lot of runs.
Yeah, they make you pay. They make you pay without the errors, and if you give them the errors in addition to it, it's going to be a long day for you, or maybe a short day, as the case may be.
That's exactly right.
So Graham Cullen on the mound, taking his warm-up pitches. Graham's been doing a great job this season. We've seen him pitch a couple of the games this season that I think are the best games I've seen him pitch, and I'm expecting him to do much of the same today. That Cathedral game a couple of weekends back, he kept them off balance. It just did an absolutely fantastic job. I think he only gave up a couple of hits in the innings he pitched. So I expect that he is going to be one of our aces coming to the end of the season and coming into the playoffs.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get more consistent, and he's had some good outings, but he's also was part of that 4th inning at DeKalb that wasn't able to get as many strikes as he wanted to. But
well, I think every pitcher on our team was part of that 4th inning on DeKalb.
Yes, he was. Yes, they were. So I'd like to see Graham get a few good innings under his belt today with some good outcomes. So,
and everyone in the infield comes out to wish Graham luck on the mound and to get this game going from a defensive standpoint. I think I even saw a secret handshake go there between Wiegert and Gabe Goebel. So we've got in the outfield Luke Palmer in right, Carter Matheson center, and Nick Hockmeyer in left. That's called first strike.
That's a good start for Graham.
In the infield, Wiegert at third, Jaden Lepper at short, Gabe Goebel at second, and Caleb Kolping at first. There's a
base hit to right field.
Somewhere between a ground ball and a line drive to right field for a base hit. And so the Bruins have 1 aboard. Graham Cullen, of course, pitching, and Carter Dixon behind the plate. It's called strike 1. I always like to see Graham pitching because he, I think, as much as, if not more than, any other pitcher on our squad gets that first strike on each batter. And then he pumped in strike 2, and this batter is way behind.
Looked like a curveball on pitch 2 there. Yeah, Graham does a pretty good job of getting that first strike or 2, getting ahead. His next step of development is to get outs.
Looks like he tried to get him with an off-speed pitch. He gets the out at second. Oh, the ball was dropped. What? But no, it was called on the transfer.
Correct.
So we got the out at second, no turn for double play. So it was a fielder's choice.
That's a really good move by Micah. Hit the first base. He could have run back and got the out himself, but he got the lead runner at second and gave them a chance for a double play, even though they weren't able to turn it.
Our candy supply just increased. Looks like we had, I'm not sure.
That was a ball in the dirt, got by Carter.
And
runner advanced to second on that pass ball.
And that's unfortunate. We've done a bit too much of that this season. Hate to see the freebies.
Yes.
There's a ground ball to Jaden, and that thing took some weird hops on that infield, but they get the out.
Yeah, those infield hits are always a little tricky at this field.
Yeah, the base runner's safe at third.
Great play by Jaden.
Yes, so we've got 2 outs now, man on third. Just need to get this batter, and the inning will be over scoreless for the Bruins.
Another low fastball. Carter was able to do a good job and block that one.
Ball 1. There's a swinging foul ball down the third base line. 1-1. I feel like my microphone's picking up more wind than yours, and I'm downwind to you. I wonder if I'm blocking the wind, and that's why yours is
You're
not
my
getting as much.
windscreen, Dan, so I appreciate that very much. I probably should have brought some PPE from the office and put the full face shield on for us today to block the wind.
We could be wearing our spacesuits and broadcasting from those. There was a good pitch and a mighty swing with no contact for strike 2. It's 1-2. 2 outs.
All right, Graham, you're ahead now. Let's not give him anything great to hit. See maybe a curveball and try to get him into a ground ball.
He puts a bat on the ball. Jaden Lepper picks it up and throws it to first for the 3rd out.
Right on cue.
In and out of the inning with no runs scored. Only one man got on.
Curveball on, got ahead, left it up a little bit, but just enough that hitter had to stretch for it and got that ground ball.
Take that all day long. 1-hit innings are nice to see when it's the other team getting the 1 hit.
That's right.
And folks, I'm sorry I'm doing a terrible job of recording the hits in this so that you can see how many hits people are getting. I'll add in ours right now. We had 3 hits in that first inning. And there were 2 Northrop errors to help out the Homestead Spartans in that inning.
Well, let's see what Homestead can do here in inning 2. I think if we can put up another number and keep putting pressure on Northrop, that's just going to extend the Game 1, Game 2 scenario.
And Gabe Goebel will be leading off for the Spartans this half inning.
Gabe's done a nice job this year. Middle infielder for Homestead. His defense has been rock solid. He's had some good hits from the plate, so let's see if we can get it going here for us.
This inning brought to you by Cook's Delight Soup. Some of the best soup base you can get. If you like to make your own soups or you like to season the meals you're cooking, Cook's Delight Soup will do a great job of that for you. You can find it on the internet. Just search Cook's Delight. Go to Amazon, search Cook's Delight. And that was called strike 1 to Gabe. And that one was low and in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1. No outs. The score is 3-0 at the top of the 2nd.
All right, Gabe. He's going to be coming to you here. Let's put the bat on the ball.
Gabe takes a hack, and it's fouled off behind home plate. Strike 2, and it's 1-2. That was a nice ball. Was that a fastball?
Yeah, fastball low. Gabe took a good cut at it, just a little behind.
And that's the first out for the inning.
That looked like a knee-high strike. I mean, he had to try to swing at that one. That probably would have been called strike 3 if he didn't look at it, or if he didn't swing at it.
And Homestead's back to the top of the order. Called strike 1 to Nick Hockmeyer. And we talked about it in the last game. We're in the second inning, and we're at the top of the order.
Yes, we are.
And, so many times the Homestead batters go through the order in an inning, and you see all the same the pitcher sees all the same batters in the second inning that he saw in the first inning. And more importantly, all those hitters have seen this pitcher that early in the game.
Was that a ball, Dan?
It looks like he's calling it a ball. From our vantage point, it's hard to say.
Nick's got him in a fastball count here. I expect him to unload on this one.
It's 2-1. Nick's an aggressive hitter. He doesn't go fastball.
Boy.
Goes curve.
Okay.
And it's 2-2.
Nick was looking fastball.
Yep. Nick's going to protect here. This pitcher's doing a nice job so far this inning. And Nick takes a swing and a miss for strike 3, and that's 2 batters in a row. It's a rare strikeout for Nick Hockmeyer.
Yes, it is.
Carter Matheson up to bat.
I do think it's that change of speed pitcher. You know, that last pitcher at DeKalb had a slower fastball, a good curveball, and it definitely kept us off balance.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we didn't score any runs on him, I don't believe. Carter takes a big swing, and it's a high pop-up, a major league pop-up, and the second baseman nearly loses that one behind him with the wind pulling it.
He definitely didn't play that right, but he got away with it. He should have run back probably another 10, 15 feet.
But the Spartans go down 1, 2, 3 in the top of the second. Which
unusual.
I'd be interested to know the stat for Homestead, how many times we've gone down 1, 2, 3 in an inning, even in a game. And I see Carter doesn't look too happy out there on that one.
No, he can't be happy with that, but it's still early, so we need the Homestead pitching and defense to do their job this inning and get back out there with the bats.
And with all of these guys on the Homestead team, quite frankly, their standards are set pretty high. And
yes, they are.
You know, when you don't have what you perceive as perfection, you're probably not happy with it.
Yeah, the bar is up there for all these hitters. Their batting averages all the way through are pretty high. So
yeah, the team average for Homestead, and this is with everybody in the entire roster, is 374 on average. Batting over 400, the team has 5 batters that are battering 400 plus, which is just unheard of. And then you look, of course, at Caleb Colping, and my stats are late. They're old now. He was only batting 660 coming into the games this morning, and I think his batting average probably went up today.
Yes, you're probably right. That'll be interesting to see what he finished the day at.
Yeah, coming into today, Caleb Colping had 10 doubles on the season, and I think we saw him hit at least 2 and possibly 3 doubles today.
Absolutely.
And that was a foul for strike 1. Swing and a miss, and Graham's way ahead on him with 0-2.
All right, this is where Graham needs to nibble the corners with his fastball or curveball in the dirt. That's not a bad miss.
Nope, ball 1.
A little outside, like to see that over the plate low, but
hoping to get him chasing. The batter just kind of extends his bat out there. High fly ball to right field over on the line. It might even have been foul. It's hard to tell from here, but Luke Palmer gets over there to make the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, that almost looked like a check swing. Not sure he even followed through, just trying to get the bat on the ball.
Yep, I think he was afraid that was strike 3.
Might have been right. He did a good job, though. Put the ball in play. You never know what can happen.
Yep.
Luke did a great job of covering probably about 30, 40 yards to get to that ball.
That's a ball low. Wind seems to be shifting around a little bit to our backs now on this side. That's a hard hit ball to right field, and it looks like it dropped fair from the sound of the dugout over at Northrop. Luke fires it into second base and holds him to a single.
Yeah, right down the line. Boy, that couldn't have been too far from the right field foul line there. Graham's got a pretty good fastball, so they're pushing a lot of their hits over to right field.
Yeah, so far they are behind.
Graham's also got a pretty good pickoff move to first, see if he uses it at all.
He fires off strike one, which we're so used to. We got one out, we got one on, and there's one strike on this batter. And there's called strike two. This batter has fallen behind quickly, and he's starting to think now he maybe going to have to take his bat off his shoulder. Ball one. Again, I think he went for that same spot that he went through on his 0-2 in the last guy.
Trying to hit the outside corner. I think if he just keeps it over the plate, he'll get those ground balls and possibly a double play.
He holds on that one, and that's
curveball in the dirt. Carter did a good job of blocking that one, keeping the runner at first.
The 2-2 pitch. Fouls that one off, spoils that, keeps it 2-2. He hits a towering fly ball to right field. Luke gets back there in the corner. It's about maybe 20 feet from the warning track. It's an out.
Again, down the right field line. I wonder if they'll start shifting the outfield a little bit.
Yeah. Something we don't see the Homestead do all that often, oddly enough.
No, but all these hitters are, the right-handed hitters are pushing them to right field.
Yeah, absolutely. And Carter's playing straight up center. But we got a lefty up now. So Hockmeyer's playing fairly close to the line over here, but I'm not sure he's moved from the prior batters.
Yeah, I wonder if we need to be nervous.
Oops.
Swinging strike there, but might have got a piece of it for a foul, but either way it's a strike.
1-1. Man still on first. I get the feeling he's not planning on stealing. I didn't check his stats.
No, he has not got a large lead or been aggressive with his secondary, but that also could put us to sleep here, so let's keep an eye on him.
Called strike.
Good curveball there.
And it's 1-2. 2 outs. A big swing, a big strike, and the end of the second inning. A nice job by Graham Collin on the mound there for 2 straight innings. And his pitch count's got to be pretty low at this point.
Looks like 28. Looks like 28 if I caught that before it switched over.
That'd be a pretty good pitch count after 2 innings. I think the Major League, they shoot for 13 innings. The average is, 13 pitches per inning is the Major League average. So I think they count that if you're in high school and if you can keep it right around that 13 mark, you're doing pretty well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to see Graham get at least 4 innings in before we get to the bullpen.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him go a full game, but at the same time, you like to see some other guys get some chances to pitch. You hate to go a doubleheader and have only 2 of our pitchers actually get on the mound.
Having said that, with the coming week, how many games we have? We
got Tuesday and Wednesday, and then a doubleheader on Saturday as usual.
So we've got a lot of games coming up. If we could
keep some fresh.
We've got quite a pitching staff at Homestead. Caden Tarango might make an appearance later. I'd be interested to see if who would potentially come out of the bullpen. And Cole Elkins, of course.
Grant Simmons.
Carter Matheson.
Yes, Carter, you sort of forget that he's a pitcher, but he's actually a really good pitcher on top of being really good at everything else.
Absolutely.
And we're back up to Caleb Kolping again. He had the... I forgot. Did he have a double when he started this game?
He did. He put it right on the warning track.
And we're 1-1. And we're in the top of the third. It's 3-0. We were held scoreless. We went down 1-2-3 that last inning. Caleb hits a grounder foul.
Every time Caleb swings the bat and I hear the crack, I just assume it's in the gap somewhere.
Yep. And you know which gap to look at is right center. Last time he fooled us, went left center.
Yeah, if he's going to keep changing gaps, we can't name a gap after him.
Right.
He's got to stick with one so we can name it after
You
him.
can't have two. You only get one. You can't get greedy. Although if he gets 2 more doubles in this game, I think we'll rename Stavridey Field to
Yes.
Colpine Field. That's ball high.
Well, there's Doubleday Field. This would be double Colpine Field.
And the count is full. Caleb hits a nice fly ball. It's back near the warning track, but a grab that almost was missed by the left fielder, but he makes the catch. That was a well-struck ball, and you know, with the wind blowing the way it is today, had he not taken it exactly at the gap, which is the deepest part of that part of the field,
Yes.
that might have gone out of here.
Yeah, it was in the gap. He just got under it a little bit. Wind was taking it out. The left fielder almost misplayed that.
Yes, he did. Had to lean over the left at the last second to grab that thing. And Brennan Wiegert is up to bat. Coach Bile taking his usual position to block our view of Brennan. and I'll tell you that Coach Bile seems to have a different position to stand for each batter.
You know what? You're right.
Some batters you get to watch the at bat, other ones you don't. He seems to position himself per batter, which is something you don't see every day.
Oh, thought that might have hit Brennan, but went off the catcher. 3-0.
3-0. We got 1 out. Count is 3-0. I am guessing he doesn't have the green light. He's going to watch this no matter what it is. No, he takes the green light. He hits the ball solid into left field. Great line drive, but a great catch by the left fielder. Good baseball played by both teams on that one.
Well hit ball, but that left fielder did not misplay this one. He probably ran about 25-30 yards to his left in the gap again and made a great outfield play on the ball.
So we've got 2 outs. Luke Palmer's up to bat. We started off the past 2 innings with the first 2 batters going down. The last inning ended with 3 going down. Let's see if we can break that streak right now. And Luke Palmer fouls one off for strike 1. It's 0-1. Luke hit a grounder for a single his last time up to bat. That was a low one that Luke dug out. The third baseman makes a diving stop, but he has to throw it far afield of the third baseman makes a diving stop, throws it far afield of the first baseman, who actually snags the ball, I think, but he had to leave first base to do it, and Luke was safe.
Yeah, that ball was pretty low. I'm surprised Luke swung at it, but he got the bat on the ball. Good things happen when you can put the ball in play, and he's sitting on first base now. Probably the most dangerous base stealer on the team. Like to see Coach get aggressive here, and
I'm sure Luke would like to work on his numbers here if he can. Mike up to bat, fouls one off for strike 1. It's 0-1. Yeah, I'm surprised that Luke hasn't stolen a base yet today, but I don't know that he's had the opportunities to do it. So let's see if he can go for 1 right here. He's kind of leaning like.
I know there's 2 outs, but I'd still send him.
And it's 0-2 now. 0-2, 2 outs. Man on first. Like to see a nice hit by Micah right now. And Luke's leaning a different way this way. And it's strike 3. This pitcher's really done a nice job the past 2 innings. He's got our hitters off balance.
Yeah, he has. That's only 3 runs through 3 innings. This is a much different ball game than we had in game 1, where I think by the 3rd inning we had at least 9-10 runs on the board by now?
Yeah, we had, I think it was an 8-run inning the second inning of the last game. And that wasn't with any help by their team, I don't think.
This is a low-scoring pitching defense affair so far. Looks like Homestead has not made any changes to the defense. Gabe Goebel, Jaden Lepper up the middle there. Brennan Wiggert and Micah Long in the corners. Carter Dixon behind the plate. Graham on the mound in the same outfield with Luke in right field, Carter in center, and Nick Hockemeyer in left field with that famous white glove.
Yes. And we're about to start the bottom of the third. Yeah, next Saturday we play a doubleheader, and that's a senior night, senior day.
That's
for,
right.
For our team. It's a doubleheader against Snyder out at Huntington University. As you know, and as the folks at home may or may not know, Homestead's baseball field in the giant Homestead High School renovation was put asunder and is now covered by a parking lot. They're building a beautiful new ballpark. Unfortunately, our seniors are never going to get a chance to play on it.
That's right.
And so this year they have no home, if you will. And our home field is Huntington, and it's World Baseball Academy. And I like to think that one of our home fields is the minor league park, Parkview Field.
That's right.
Got to play a couple games out there.
It's 1-1. Ball outside.
2-1. There's a well-struck ball. The right fielder is chasing over to it, gets to it, holds it to a single. Yeah, that was one that was either going to be Luke or Carter in the middle there. And
That's
I
right.
know we had that history a couple years ago of a collision, and you hate to see the ball that's right in the middle.
That's right.
Luckily, that one was on the ground, so less opportunity for a collision.
Well, leadoff batter gets on for Northrop. That was a good hit. Is this back to the top of the order?
I believe we are at the top of the order. And Graham throws one possibly over the top of the head of
Yeah. A little inside.
just a bit inside.
He's got a two-seam fastball, but when he loses it, it definitely moves in on those right-handed batters, sometimes too much.
But it did not strike him. And he pumps the second one in for a strike called, and it's 1-1. Like to see a ground ball double play here. Haven't seen enough of those this year.
No, I'd like to, yeah. His curveball's been working pretty well. If he sticks with that, he can get a few more ground balls.
Batter shows bunt, pulls back. There's a throw by Carter Dixon to first base, and the base runner gets back in time.
I think that was another curveball, just missed it high.
And that was ball 2. 2-1. It's the first time we've seen somebody show bunt today. Oh, there's a fly ball to right field. The base runner had taken off and was well on his way to second, but he has enough time because of the height of that one, that pop-up, to make it back to first. It's caught by Luke Palmer out in right for the first out, and the man on first stays.
Yeah, Luke's had a busy game so far. A lot of balls hit to right field.
Yeah, no question, and I think your observation was exactly right. I think these hitters are just having trouble keeping up with Graham's speed on that fastball, and he's probably keeping him off balance with his changes in speeds. We have a bunt attempt laid down, but it rolls foul. And so they are being late on their swings. They're pushing them all to the right. That's strike one.
I'm really surprised we don't see more small ball in high school baseball. I just figure Homestead gets some big leads pretty early, and teams don't figure they can score enough that way by giving up outs.
Yeah, and there's that perception of small ball's not baseball. There's pickoff attempt to first.
I disagree. I love seeing some small ball, being aggressive, putting pressure on the defense.
There's a called strike, curveball. A couple years ago, I remember when our Thunder team was practicing, we were practicing bunts. I think it was the first time we were ever practicing bunts, and Luke came up to do his practice. The ball came right off of his bat, hit him in the eye, gave him a big cut under his eye. That's a ball called ball high. And sent a picture of it to his hitting coach. Said, yeah, we were practicing bunts today, and hit him in the eye, got a big cut under his eye. And the hitting coach texted back, that's why we don't bunt. We got a howling wind coming in behind us now, and I'm sure you folks at home are hearing it. And that's a ball in inside. It's 2-2.
Yeah, I remember from the Thunder years, Isaac Parrish took a bunt off
Yes,
off
in the game.
off the nose. I think broke his nose.
Did break his nose. Oh, that was out in Kosciuszko County. And that's,
Ooh, where was that?
I don't know, but I had it only as ball 2.
Unless Carter was set up off the plate, that was right to the target.
Well, they called it ball 4. My count was behind. We called it strike 3 in the booth here. But that puts 2 on and 1 out. So we got runners on first and second. Unless he's coming back, I don't know what's going on here. They are coming back. It was only ball 2. The booth had it right, folks. Thank you very much. And the count is now full. And you know, this can be disrupting to the. We got the Bruins coach coming out to have a little discussion with the.
They're giving him second base because.
I guess technically the ball's in play.
That's right. That's.
Nobody called timeout, so they.
That's unfortunate for Homestead.
Yep, the runner got to advance because everybody was just standing there watching the guy from the batter run to first or walk to first for the walk, and now we got a man on first. And Graham now gets strike 3. And frankly, I think that hitter had a tough task coming up after he had already gone to first for his walk.
That's right. Was the main scoreboard off?
No, the main scoreboard was correct, as was I.
So the batter just did a good job of selling the walk and advanced his runner.
Luckily, he didn't sell it good enough to the ups, and they brought him back.
No.
But yes, it was a good sack, if you will. Okay, we got a grounder up the middle. Jaden Lepper snags it, throws it to first before they beautifully played out. Caleb Colby really had to reach and stretch for that one, but he did a fantastic job of doing both. For out number 3, no damage done, no runs, no errors, and we are in the top of the 4th already. This game is moving right along because both teams, the past 2 times up to bat, have not gotten very far through the order.
No, that was vintage Jaden Lepper. He is a great shortstop. He has a lot of range. He's got a great glove, and he's got that quick sidearm release. And he used all of those skills to make that play.
And then Caleb, being a very good first baseman, just the same. He has a great stretch and a great reach, and he used both of those to make the play.
All right, well, really love to see the Homestead offense get going again here. We've gone 2 innings without putting a number up on the board, which is highly unusual.
That is an odd scenario for Homestead. We had 1 base runner in 2 innings. But credit to this pitcher.
Absolutely.
We might as well figure out his name. He's number 20. Is he?
Schuler? Oh, that's 25.
Allen. It's Allen.
Oh, G. Allen. Yep. He's a senior?
Yeah, he was the leadoff batter in the last game, I believe. Might have been leadoff in this game. No, 4 was leadoff in this game.
Yeah, he's just done a good job of keeping the Homestead hitters a little off balance, but hopefully we can break through this inning and put a few runs up on the board. Looks like Graham Collin leading off this inning.
Yeah, going through the stats for the pitching staff at Graham hits a major league pop-up in the infield. This is going to be tough with the wind, I think. The shortstop's under it, though, and makes the grab. Shortstop called off the third baseman. It was right under the third baseman's territory, but shortstop calls him off and makes that play. And so that's 1 pitch, 1 out. And the pitcher continues to do well.
Yes, he does.
Looking through the stats for the pitching staff of this team, they have 1 pitcher that has 34 innings pitched, 1 pitcher that has 29 innings pitched, and then after that, it's 11 and 8.
Interesting. They've been riding 2 arms most of the year.
Yes, they have. And the count's 0-1. Got Carter Dixon up to bat.
Carter fouled off that first one.
And the catcher tried to sell that one for a strike, but it was not. It was a ball.
Yeah, look a little inside.
Carter hits another pop-up. Not another pop-up, another pop-up for the inning. The pitcher's under it. Oh, but he falls down, misses it, and now we have a single out of that, or an error. One of the two, but...
That's...
you know, Coach Atkinson would say the pitcher should never leave
100% agree. 100% agree. Third baseman should have called him off there. That's
coming in from the side there to make that one. That's going to be tough.
I'm sure the Northrop coaches won't be happy about how the infield played that ball.
And we have a runner aboard.
And we have a pinch runner in for Carter, who's our catcher. Is that Bryce Snyder on first base?
Bryce Snyder is on first. He is very fast, and Gabe Goebel's up to bat. And this could be just the break the seal moment that we need to get something going. This wind is howling behind us, and we have a former batting cage net that's blowing into our backs here in the booth.
Well, this to me is a time to steal. Let's get a base runner into scoring position.
3 infield
Unbelievable.
pop-ups in a row. Now
who's got it?
The third
Again.
baseman now misses this one, but there could be a play at second, and in fact, there is, because Bryce could not run with that ball in the air, and so we now have a runner at first and 2 outs. But yeah, we've had now 3 huge pop-ups in the infield in a row.
Yeah, I think this pitcher's doing a good job. Has just enough movement on the ball that our hitters are not able to connect on it.
And we've got the top of the order here with Nick Hockmeyer up to bat. The pitcher makes a move back to second, doesn't throw, and then there seemed to be a question between the umpires on whether or not that was
I think
a ball.
the home plate umpire was going to call a balk, but the field umpire called him off.
Called him off. Hockmeyer hits the ball to right field, and it's down. The right fielder is down now also.
Send
and
him, coach. Send him, coach.
To 2, and successfully. And Goebel is out at home in an exceptional play, and Goebel even tried to jump over the catcher. But it was a well-played play by the Bruins on that one.
I like the aggressive play. I'm okay with that. I think we low-scoring game, not making a lot of contact on the ball. That's a scoring opportunity. I think you got to go for it. So I think Coach Bile made the right call.
Absolutely.
And sent him there. The Bruins had a nice relay and got the ball to the catcher in plenty of time, and it was a good throw. He had the ball in position to make the tag. So we continue with a low-scoring game. Homestead is broke through in the first inning on a couple of errors, put up 3 runs, and nothing since. So we are going to the bottom of the 4th in a 3-0 game. What a difference.
Yes, you take the errors out of that game for the first inning, and it's a 1-0 game.
That's exactly right. Looking over the Homestead defense, no changes. You know, I should have mentioned, I was glad to see that they're keeping Caleb in the DH role in Game 2. You know, after a full, complete game of pitching, you know, even though first basemen don't have to throw it a whole lot, I think it's smart just to rest his arm in these situations and let Micah, who's done a great job, continue to play first.
Are you telling me I was giving Caleb a credit for that great play, stretch and grab at first?
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was Micah. You're absolutely right.
My apologies, folks. Micah made that
Long.
Great stretch and grab at first to end that last inning. Graham Collins still on the mound. Ball 1. We're in the bottom of the 4th here. And it's 3-0. Good baseball being played by both teams. A rare 2-0, and that one looked good from our end.
It really did. It must have been just a little outside. I wonder if Carter's setting up on that outside part.
And that one's hit foul behind the home plate. 2-1, out of play. That one's right down the pipe.
Yep.
Watched for strike 2. We got 2-2.
Graham's done a good job of coming back. See if we can finish him here.
Got a ball struck. Third baseman's ranging over. Wiegert makes the throw to first, but he has to pull a bit.
Got him.
Micah managed to keep his foot on the bag with a big stretch, and there's out number 1.
Ground ball. Brennan playing third this game since Graham's on the mound, moved to his left. That was a tough play, and he had to then turn his body quite a bit to get that throw off. And Micah again with a great stretch.
Yep, he's doing a fantastic job at first today. And we got a ball struck hard, but it is foul of third base.
That's the first ball we've seen come our way.
Is this a left-handed batter?
It is not.
So somebody who was early must have been off-speed pitch. And that's 0-1.
I got a text. We may have some issues with audio.
Checking right now to see if we're having some issues with audio. If we got any listeners out there that have our text number, if you could send a message to us to let us know of what issue you're having. And that's a swinging strike 3. Nice job of pitching on that one. That's 2 outs.
Well, let's see if Homestead can continue with the good pitching, the good defense, and again get out of this inning so we can get our bats going again.
And just for those viewers out there, we just tested it ourselves, and on our end, it seems like the audio is working fine. Possibly Jason needs a hearing aid. And we got the count as 1-1. Back to the game. That's a low one. 2-1. What was he going for there?
That was a curveball. It was over the plate, but never had a chance, so the hitter didn't bite on it.
Fastball low, 3-1. And that one's high for ball 4. I think that's the first walk of this game for Homestead.
Might be the first or might be the second. But either way, Graham's done a good job of not putting too many on base. Let's hopefully he can finish this inning here with this batter and not put any more, not get a runner to second in scoring position.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all I'm allowing. It's all you get, Graham, no matter if it's 1 or 2. He puts one over the plate. We got the left fielder and center fielder ranging for it. It's in the gap. Carter slips a little bit, picking it up, but doesn't cause any more damage. There's a man on first and a man on second. That was a nice hit.
That was a nice hit. I think that was a fastball down the middle, and after a walk, I don't think Graham wanted to test the corners too much, and that hitter made him pay for it and put a ball into right center field.
And so we've got 2 outs, we got 2 on. The tying run stands at the plate. Like to get this out.
Yeah, it for a second looks like Graham was going to start in the windup, and I think he forgot he had a runner on first base he needed to control a little bit, so he moved to the stretch.
And most pitchers prefer the windup. How's Graham feel about that?
You know, he's gone back and forth, but I'd say right now he'd prefer the windup a little bit. But I think getting some work in from the stretch is always good.
That was ball high. There's a swinging up. Actually, it was fouled off, but it's 1-1 now.
Oh,
that was a beautiful curveball dropped in for a strike, and he just watched that one drop in, and by the time he knew it was going to be a strike, it was too late to do anything.
Let's see if we can finish him at the plate and keep that runner from scoring.
I think fastball here is going to go for 2. He went for 2 on the strike.
Got him.
The curveball, and he gets him swinging to end the inning. Spectacular pitching. Puts us to the top of the 5th already. This game is screaming by.
Yes, it is. What a difference from game 1 to game 2.
We're going to finish these 2 games in less time than we finished. Well, actually, no, I'm thinking this is only going to go 5, but this is only a 3-0 game. But we're still on pace to finish these 2 games in less time than it took us to play 1 game on Wednesday night.
Absolutely. Getting some more information from our viewers. Looks like, Dan, your volume may be low again.
I seem to have a problem with that.
I'll turn mine up a smidge. Maybe my microphone got snuck away a little away from my mouth there. But thanks for that information.
Absolutely.
Problem is, I think I'm sitting here eating a candy bar, and and I keep moving my mic away from my mouth to eat the candy bar, and then I don't move it back to the right spot.
Well, I think with the wind today, it's affecting the microphones a little bit.
And we just got another message that the camera angle is no longer showing the batter's box. So we're going to get the cameraman to see if he can make an adjustment here, because people probably wouldn't mind watching that batter in the batter's box. There we go. I think you got it now.
All right.
Should show up there now, folks. Sorry about that.
I wonder if the wind pushed it, or if...
I think we should probably, our pay should be docked for the job we're doing today on the camera. That's a ball one to Carter Matheson.
It's a good reminder that the Palmer Sports Network, we do have an opening for a camera operator position.
No application necessary.
That's right.
Come on down the left field side, and we're right here, and you can get right behind the camera on the job experience right now. And that's another ball. Seems like this pitcher's being a little careful here with Carter.
There is a fan sitting in right field on the mound, and I would love to see Carter put it right in their lap, right here.
That'd be nice. Give him a little souvenir out there. Carter takes a big swing,
right,
and this one is
cue.
back. This one is back. The right fielder goes all the way to the wall and watches it go over his head for home run number 12 on the season.
And that probably landed 20 feet away from that fan. I just about called the shot there, Dan.
You did. That was absolutely
Thank you, Carter, for
fantastic.
making me look good.
Yes, and the Homestead home run record is now in serious jeopardy.
Oh, it's
we're just past halfway through the season, and he's within 2 home runs of that record, of tying the record.
And you know what? That's great timing. This is a low-scoring game. That's a big deal.
Big run right there. Caleb Colpine smacks a hard one into left field. The center fielder's coming over, and he makes the grab on that one for out number 1.
We're putting the bat on the ball now, though. I wonder if this third time through the lineup is going to really start doing some damage.
Yeah, it does seem to be that that the batters are seeing his pitches a little better than they were the first, or at least the second and third innings through, and the first inning also, because really those 3 runs, as we mentioned before, 2 of them were helped out. Homestead was helped out a bit by the errors there.
Yes.
And that's ball 1 high. And this is Brennan Wiegert up to bat.
Brennan's been having a great year. Really solid hitter.
Fouls one back. It's 1-1.
Started off as our leadoff, but he's been sitting in the 4-hole for a while.
Yep, he's got consistency and power. And
he's put a couple out this year, I believe.
Yes, he has. I think it was the first game, his first at bat of the season against Fishers. He put one out. He hits a high fly ball to right field, and they're back on the warning track, but they get under it. The right fielder catches that ball for out number 2.
That's 3 batters in a row, though, that have
hit that ball hard.
Hit it hard, so that should be a good sign for Homestead, even though that's the second out.
And Luke Palmer's up with 2 outs. Same situation he was in last time, I think, coming up to bat with 2 outs. And Luke watches a ball 1.
Yeah, he went after a low one last time, and that was early in the count. I'd like to see if Luke can get a better pitch to hit this time.
He hits a grounder to the third baseman. He likes the third baseman today, who snags it, makes the throw in time for out number 3. And that ends the top of the 5th.
That was a good play by the third baseman. That was a hit really hard, but he got his glove on it and was able to make the play. And Luke's speed made it close. Well, we got 1 on the board. So that's good. 4-0 lead now as we go into the bottom of the 5th. Graham going back out on the mound. So
like to see that insurance.
Like see Graham get through this inning. That's 5 good innings before we may have to get into the bullpen.
And folks at home, I'm sure you hear the wind picking up again behind us. It's getting close to howling at times now, and it's only supposed to get stronger as the day goes on.
Homestead still has made no changes to the defense. Still Graham Collin on the mound and Carter Dixon behind the plate. Northrop batters stepping into the box here. First pitch was a ground ball, hit back to the pitcher. Graham had to get off the mound, move to his right a few feet, made a good backhanded play, and one pitch, out number 1 for Homestead. That's a good start to the 5th inning. Looks like it was fastball inside and got him on the handles, hit it off the handle. First pitch, good curveball. Graham's generally a fastball pitcher, but when he can get that curveball working, he's a tough pitcher. Another curveball missed just outside. Fastball snuck by him for a strike. Graham's ahead, 1-2. Missed with the curveball, little outside, little low. Oh, must have been just outside. Count is now full. Fastball on the outside, must have missed, looked pretty good. Ground ball to second baseman. Gabe Goebel makes a routine play. Over to Mike at first. 2 outs for Homestead. Graham did a good job of throwing strikes at the end of that at bat. Got ahead, but threw a couple balls, but came back with a fastball and got another ground ball. Starts off with another curveball. Looks like he's, they've seen him enough times. He's pitching backwards, a lot of curveballs to start off these at-bats. Fastball on the corner, he's quickly ahead, 0-2. Tries a curveball, a little low, didn't get the batter to bite on that one. Fouled off. Hitter did a good job of staying alive. Graham's ahead 1-2 still. Fly ball to center field. Carter Matheson with the routine catch. Great job by the Homestead pitching and defense getting out of that inning. So we are through 5 innings. 4-0 Homestead. Much different game in game 2. Lower scoring. We'll see if we can't get the Homestead bats going a little bit and put up a few more runs as we head to the top of the 6th. Temperature continues to rise out here, making it more and more comfortable, but yes, very windy, but all in all, a great day for high school baseball in northern Indiana. Weather always a factor when you're playing baseball in March and April, but we are moving into May, which is Usually excellent weather in Indiana. Looking forward to a lot of good warmer baseball games. If you get a chance to come out and see the Spartans, this is definitely one of the better teams they've put together over the years, so fun group of boys to come watch. 12 seniors on this team. Northrop Bruins are doing a nice job this game. Even though they haven't been able to put a run up, it's still a relatively low-scoring game, and they are still within striking distance if they can get some runners aboard. But right now we'll see if Homestead can add to that lead. We've got Micah Long at bat here. Swings for strike one. Northrop bullpen is warming up. Mike is, well, the scoreboard reads 1-0, but I believe it's 0-1, Dan.
Well, I'm certainly behind on it because I just took a break to chat with some people.
Another swinging strike.
They've got it at 1-1.
Well, unless my eyes deceive me, I thought Micah swung at pitch one. They have now changed the scoreboard to 0-2, so my eyeballs did not deceive me.
And it's still 0-2 with that foul well out of play.
Mike check to Jason Crosskopf. Check 1-2.
And there's,
get through.
Oh, he hit it. Looked like it was going to sneak just over the shortstop, but the shortstop jumps in the air and gloves that one for out number one.
Good athletic play. He had definitely get up a little bit to grab that one. Mike, I'm not sure it got all of it. Looked like maybe a little bit off his handle, but the shortstop made a nice play. Graham Collin at bat.
Nick Bile blocking my view of Graham at bat.
Between the pitcher and the bullpen and Coach Bile, we're not sure what's going on.
And our bad position that we have.
Yes.
Graham hits a beautiful line drive straight up center, and that's going to go in for an easy single.
That was a hanging curveball. Pitcher left it up a little bit, and Graham took advantage and put the bat on the ball. I would expect to see a pinch runner for Graham unless they are going to pull him from pitching. I generally don't like to see the pitchers run the bases, but they are keeping him on first as the base runner. We do. Oh, there he is. Yep, I was blocked. Couldn't see who the batter was. Should be Carter Dixon, and that is Carter up to bat.
And folks, my scoreboard was way behind when I took that break. Craig wasn't keeping it up for me.
No, I wasn't.
Not that I asked him to. So I'm trying to catch up right now.
I'm holding the net from blowing into us from behind, so I forgot to keep the balls and strikes going on the scoreboard.
So we got one on, one out. Carter Dixon up to bat, and he just lines one over the third baseman. Nice hit. Graham's going for three, and he'll be in the dirt, safe. And Carter Dixon makes it to second on the throw. Fantastic job there.
Great job, Carter.
We've got two in scoring position with one out. Gabe Goebel up to bat. It'd be a good time for Gabe to get a nice little hit.
So they're going to pinch run for Carter, our catcher.
Looks like Bryce Snyder coming in.
Keeping Graham out there. I wonder if we're going to see a new pitcher potentially if they're keeping Graham on the base.
Could, but
they don't have to.
I haven't seen anybody in the bullpen.
Well, that is true.
Just another way to keep him warm. Goebel hits the ball well into right field, but the right fielder catches it. Right fielder makes a beautiful throw to home, but Graham is safe after tagging up. And so we have Bryce Snyder remaining on second. Run scores. Gabe has a beautiful sacrifice hit for the second out. And Homestead has another run on the board.
Yes, they do.
5-0.
Graham with a nice single, followed by Carter, and Gabe with a sac fly. So good to see some production from that group of boys there. Great job.
And good to see production on this pitcher, which we saw somebody in the bullpen, so I suspect they're getting ready for the possibility that this pitcher may call it a game.
Yes.
And that's 0-1.
5-run lead now.
It fouls that one back. 0-2's the count. 2 outs. Bryce Snyder still on second, waiting for an opportunity.
Come on, Bryce. Here we go.
And
Great job.
Gabe digs one out, goes up right up the middle, run scores. And you know, we were saying Gabe, but that was Nick Hockmeyer. Gabe had the sacrifice, the prior at bat. Sorry about that. Nick Hockmeyer had that hit.
Dug that one out, like you said. Good hard hit, single up the middle. Put another run up on the board.
It's 6-0 now. And Carter Matheson up to bat. Always dangerous. We all wonder if he can go ahead and put this 13th up on the boards right now. And he hits one foul over our direction. We aren't going to be able to make a play on it.
Nope.
It's 0-1.
We got a base runner on first, so Carter's got an RBI stand looking at him.
Well, he's open for 2, I think.
That's true.
And that's 1-1. And aren't we all?
I always forget you get your own RBI when you knock it out.
Can't forget your own RBI.
So he has, 12 of those, doesn't he?
He's got 12 of his own. And poor Caleb Colpine. How many RBIs would he have if Carter wasn't in front of him? Because Caleb hits the ball almost every time he's up, and unfortunately, at least 12 times or 11 times, nobody's standing on base.
But by Caleb hitting about 700 this year, sitting behind Carter, you just can't pitch around Carter.
Yep, puts the pressure on the other team. They can't just put Carter on base because Caleb will then score Carter. And here we go, the 2-1.
That was outside.
Comes in for ball 3. 3-1. And now the pitcher has the tough decision to make. Does he throw him the strike? And that's ball 4. So no fireworks on that at bat.
No, but here comes Mr. Gap.
Yep, so we'll see if we get the fireworks right here. And Caleb's got a home run in the first game. I'm sure he wouldn't mind getting a second one here. But I'm sure he wouldn't mind just another line drive in the gap.
From our vantage point, that right center gap right now looks huge.
It does.
Center fielder looks like he's cheating to the left. Why he's doing that, I have no idea.
We know where we'd camp out if we were playing outfield right now.
And when I say cheating to the left, that's my left. He's cheating to his right. I suppose Caleb has hit a couple to left field.
Well, did he put his home run out this side? Caleb fouls one back.
His, I believe, was to dead center field, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're right. It was straight over center field. Let's just face it, there's no place safe.
No. No, he has power ability from left field foul pole to right field foul pole.
So we got runners on first and second. We've got 2 outs. The count is 1-1. And that's a called strike. It goes to 1-2.
That was a little low. Caleb didn't like it. That's okay.
If I were this pitcher, I'd be nibbling at the edges too. Caleb spoils that one.
Yeah, way to fight that one off. That was off speed. Looked like it probably would have been called strike there at the knees, so great job for Caleb just to stay alive on that one.
Count stays 1-2. Caleb hits the ball hard to right center, and it hits the ground, bounces maybe 6 inches up the wall. That was how close it was to the wall. The right fielder bobbles it for a minute, and Caleb ends up with a sliding in at third.
No style points for the slide, but great job. That right center gap that we mentioned, that for some reason the center fielder was
not
cheating to left field.
And that gives another 2 RBIs to Caleb Kolping. I'm not sure if you call that one a triple or a double with an error.
I'm gonna, I've watched now 2 of our pitchers slide headfirst into third base, and if I was Coach Pyle, I think I'd be telling my pitchers to slide feet first.
Go in feet first. Save your hands. Save your face. That one wasn't so nice. And Brennan Uyghur's up to bat. Man on third, 2 outs, and that ball was way high.
Speaking from experience, Dan, I broke my arm sliding head first.
Really?
So it's just, I don't want to see anything happen to Caleb or Graham or any of our other pitchers.
Certainly not. Certainly not. And Uyghur hits one into foul territory. The first baseman races away, tries to Willie Mays it, but is unable to do so.
That was a great effort by the first baseman. He probably ran 40 yards in that one and missed it by a foot.
Yeah, he worked for it. Didn't quite get it. And the count is 1-1 to Brennan. Brennan fouls another one off.
Off-speed pitch, just messed his timing up a little bit.
Fouls yet another one off.
Yep. He's staying alive. Good hitter. He just needs to find one. We've got another RBI sitting there on third base. Come on, Brennan.
Brennan, it's a powerful fly ball to
way
deep
back.
center. Yep, it goes back to the warning track and lands over the center fielder's head. Uyghur stops at second, gets the RBI.
Great hit. Lots of power over the center fielder's head to the warning track.
And this 2-out rally continues with 5 runs on the board so far.
3 home runs today, and that's got to be the 4th or 5th ball we've hit to the warning track, either off the wall or in the warning track.
Yes. It looks like Braden Hardwick has subbed in for Luke Palmer.
And I think we're going to see a pitching change.
And it looks like we're getting a pitching change. Well, that pitcher did a real nice job in a couple innings there, and just as time ran out. Take a moment to say hello to our, looks like nearly 30 viewers out there right now. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast.
Yeah, Dan, I'll follow up on your comment. That starting pitcher, he did do a very good job. You know, it really was those 3 runs in the first inning, only 1 was an earned run, I believe.
Yep.
And I think he just ran out of gas and couldn't locate as well here in the 6th.
And let's face it, our guys just needed some time to time his speed out. And this new pitcher that's come out, it looks to me like he's pitching at just about the same speed, and that could be trouble for him.
Absolutely.
Looks like this is junior Sam Early coming out here right now, number 24. He's one of their usual pitchers, probably 3rd number most innings pitched. So we've got Uyghur on second. We've got Braden Hardwick in batting. There's 2 outs, and we've got a new pitcher. And he fires the first one in for a strike. And a called strike 2.
You know, I was watching this pitcher in the bullpen. He was hitting his target, so I don't think he's going to give up too many walks. Homestead's going to have to hit him to get on base.
Yep. And frankly, I'm not sure how many walks total there have been by both teams today. Braden puts the bat on the ball. Second baseman fields it, throws it to first for the ground out to end the half inning.
Well, that was an excellent inning for Homestead. Put up 5 runs to add to the one we got in the fourth, or excuse me, in the fifth. So
yep, so good cushion at this point. In fact, I didn't even think about it, but one more run, and they would have had a chance to run rule them here. But we've only got 9 outs left in this game, so it's going to be over here pretty soon either way.
And it looks like Graham Collin back to the mound here in the bottom of the 6th.
What's his pitch count? Do we know?
Let me switch glasses.
To my pitch count glasses.
Well, we don't have Graham up. He hasn't caught up yet.
There we go, just flipped. Oh, not quite yet.
All right, Homestead, let's close this game out here. 6 outs to go.
Nick Pandoff's up to bat.
Good start, fastball strike.
0-1, no outs. Score is 9-0. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. There's a grounder. Jaden Lepper ranges over to field it. Gets the throw over to first, but not in time. Safe for a hit.
That was a good effort by Jaden. Just got that chopped ground ball, but hit right in the deep hole to Jaden's right. Had to cover a lot of ground and pulled him away from where he was trying to throw to.
It was a legit infield single there. There's a bat on the ball, but it's foul on the first base side. Strike 1.
Well, still haven't caught up on iScore.
Guess we aren't going to know the answer to the question, how many pitches does Graham have on his arm so far? There's another big swing and another big miss. It is 0-2 to this batter.
Carter, nice throw over to first, trying to catch that runner sleeping. Carter's got a huge arm, capable of throwing runners out at all 3 bases.
And my nickname for him during the football season was Bigfoot, because he's got a huge foot. There was a hanging curveball, hit for a line drive to center field. Carter Matheson comes up, throws it to the shortstop. Runner advances, got runners on first and second. And we've got no outs. A little spark for Northrop.
See if we can't get out of this jam without too much damage.
And almost up to bat. He's batting .293 on the season.
Looks like there's a little bit of activity in the Homestead bullpen.
Ball low. That was close, but called ball for 2-0. It's called strike. 2-1.
This is one of those spots we'd like to see keep throwing strikes, Graham.
A little bit high. Got 3-1.
Don't really want to see the bases loaded with no outs.
Nah, you don't have to bring somebody in with bases loaded. Who is that warming up over there?
It might be
Tarango?
That might be Caden. It's hard to see from all the way over here, but there's ball 4.
And that's ball 4 outside. Well, that's too bad. Graham's been doing a great job. This is he's in the 6th inning, and I'm not sure he's been in a 6th inning yet.
No.
This season.
And again, iScore's still way behind, so we don't have a pitch count on Graham. So he's.
And it looks like Coach Bile is out to either buy some time for the pitcher that was warming up, or we're going to see a change right here. I think he's buying him time.
We've got a big enough lead that we
time.
could trade some runs for outs here. So he can just hit this, keep throwing strikes.
And that is Tarango over there in the bullpen, number 16. A nice lengthy mound conference going on here.
Yes. Umpire still hasn't made the move out there.
Umpire's even doing us a favor. He's cleaning off home plate now.
Yeah. All right, they're going to leave Graham in. Hopefully we can. Hopefully he can grind out another out or two here.
We had the secret handshake again between Wiegert and Goebel.
Hey, it worked last time, so.
Absolutely. Maybe turn 2 right here. And that's a pitch inside for ball 1. And there's a called strike. And I got the feeling that the batter was not planning on swinging.
No. No, he wasn't.
And he does swing at that one, and he hits a grounder that sneaks through by the second baseman and then sneaks by the right fielder. And now Braden Hardwick from right field is throwing it in. But we're going to have 2 runs score.
That is unfortunate.
3 runs score. And Northrop is on the board.
Ground ball was hard hit. Definitely got through the infield. Misplayed a little bit by right fielder. Got by him.
Error probably cost a run. I think 2 would have scored anyway, probably on that one. Definitely 1.
These are when Graham gets into these situations. I think he has to go to fastball a lot, and they're able to see a lot of fastballs in a row. Now he goes to the curveball and puts it in the dirt and gives him a free base. So
wild pitch. The runner advances to third. And we got a little life from the Northrop dugout. First real life we've had from them today, other than the 1 home run back in the 1st inning of the 1st game.
And iScore still behind.
iScore hasn't quite caught up.
Looks like Graham's at about 75 pitches.
And there's a ground ball to Jaden Lepper at short, who throws it to Mike Long for the out. Run scores. And the score is 9-4.
Yeah, so unfortunate. We gave up a lot of runs when we got to get out of this inning still, but at least the bases are now empty, and hopefully we can.
Bases are empty. We got 1 out. Drops that one in for a strike. Way to get ahead on that one. And this is those moments you want to see the pitcher get a chance to work on. And he's bearing down here, it looks like. I think it's 2 curveballs in a row. Both drop in for strikes. The batter doesn't swing at either one. And he tries to blow a fastball by him. The batter protects, is late on the swing, and fouls it down the third base line. We're still 0-2 with 1 out, nobody on. The score is 9-4. Homestead still has a healthy lead, but not as healthy as it was a bit ago.
Oh, come on, Carter.
Drop third strike, and
there we go.
Is thrown out at first. So we have 2 outs.
I was just going to say, with no runners on, I'd like to see a curveball in the dirt here.
And that's what he got. Unfortunately, a little tough to catch those behind the plate sometimes.
It is. We just got to get.
Got to block them.
We got to block those. Carr did a great job, though, even though he lost it.
Yes, he did.
Found it in the grass and made a great throw down to first base.
We've got 2 outs now. Nobody on. And he drops another curveball in for a strike. His go-to has suddenly become the curveball.
It is. Nothing wrong with that.
That time he throws a heater. I think it hit home plate,
Yeah.
the way that bounced up.
You can tell he's getting a little tired. His control isn't quite there on that fastball the way it was in the first part of the game.
It's 1-1. Batter returns to the box, and Graham fires. Throws another beauty of a curveball. That one was unhittable. Not that he was going to swing anyway, but boy, did that thing snap off.
Yes, he did. That's his best pitch right now. I'd like to see him throw another one.
He goes for the fastball. Looks like it was a little outside and low. The count's 2-2. 2 outs. The wind picks up again.
Nothing wrong with another curveball, even if he hits it. Generally, that's a ground ball.
And he gets him swinging. Strop third. Dixon throws to first, and that is out. And we are out of that inning. We are out of the 6th inning. And we are on to number 7, the last inning of the game, hopefully. We got a 9-4 lead. Of course, Northrop is the home team, so they're going to get their last at-bats no matter what. Wouldn't mind a couple of insurance runs before we give them those last at-bats, but I still feel fairly comfortable with a 5-run lead. What do you think? Do you think they're going to put Graham back on the mound for the 7th inning, or are they going to put Tarango in?
It'll be interesting. He's definitely a deeper than he has been before. Looks like he's sitting at a little over 80 pitches.
That's a lot.
And but we'll have to wait to see what that coaching decision is. But yeah, I'd like to see the bats get going a little bit and add to our lead.
Yeah, you get the idea that Graham's best stuff for today is behind him, but he did bear down with those last batters and took care of the job.
Yes, he did. Unfortunately, we gave up 4 runs there, but all in all, that big run or that big 5-run inning by Homestead prevented that from making this a really close game.
Yes. And I know my scoring is off a little bit, but looking at the iScore, it looks like Homestead has 11 hits this game to the Bruins 7 hits this game. So the Bruins have been hitting much better this game than the prior one, keeping it more exciting this time, keeping it in this game.
Absolutely. Yeah, this has been a much different feel to this game.
Yep, Mike Long's up to bat. I looked through the Bruins' record on the season and the scores of the games that they've played in over the season. And though their record is below 500, they have not been blown out by too many teams in too many games. They've played a lot of close games. In fact, they had a doubleheader against Dwenger, who is leading the SAC, 8-0 in the SAC. And they barely lost to Dwenger in one of the games and lost by just a few runs in the other game.
I was, try to just looking through their roster to see. It's a good mix. They've got a couple seniors, but a lot of sophomores, juniors, even a freshman. So Northrop's always, has had good baseball teams over the years, and so they got a good mix of young players here.
Counts 2-1 to Micah Long. Micah takes a swing, strike, and that's 2-2. Looks like the umpire said that he grazed that one for a foul.
All right, Micah, let's get on base here.
And that's a ball 3 from our vantage point.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little close, but we don't have the best vantage point over
I was
here.
a little nervous on that one, but you're right. From about 285 feet away, I'm not sure we could.
Oh, and Micah takes one over our head with a big power hit. In fact, if he had straightened that one out, that was going to be out of the park.
If that 20 feet to the right, and that would have been a home run. He just pulled that a little bit.
That's too bad. That was the closest one we've had.
Right over our heads.
Directly over our heads. Did that one graze his shoulder?
Looks like a hit by pitch.
It was. We were at 3 balls, so I'm not sure if that was if that was a miss, if that was a ball and a walk, or if it was a hit by pitch. But the result is the same. Micah is on first. Good to have the leadoff hitter on first, and Graham up now to help his cause out. See if he can continue the hot streak that he's had for today. throw back to first. Not sure they need to keep Micah on
No.
there too tight.
I wouldn't expect Micah to be stealing, but you never know.
And fouls that one back. 0-1.
Yeah, let's see if Graham can keep it going and help his cause a little bit and move Mike around the bases.
And that's a 1-1. Looked like that one was a little high, a little inside.
Coach Biles doing an excellent job of preventing me from making any commentary on that pitch.
And that one's high and inside. 2-1. Got a hitter's count here.
The wind must be moving the camera. Got some more information that we're losing home plate. Well, are we?
I don't think so.
No, we've got home plate in view.
It's Nick Miles in front of home plate is the problem. Graham fouls that one. It's a nice line drive. Unfortunately, it's about 80 feet left of third base. Lands on the batting cages. And I think it's Coach Bile that's blocking people's view of home plate. We need to take that up with the coach. We'll ask him to move over. And that one is about 5 feet over Graham's head for ball 3. And we have a full count. No outs. A man on first. Graham takes a big hack at that one. It's going to be fouled out of play. Full count. I don't feel like this pitcher has the same control he had when he came in.
No, you're right. We'll see what happens here with the 3-2 pitch, if Graham can get a hit or a walk. But
and that one's high for
not
ball
close
4.
either.
And suddenly, there's runners on first and second and no outs. And Carter Dixon comes to the plate. Carter had a good hit earlier in this game. We could use a couple RBIs here. A double could score 2 here.
Yeah, he had a nice hit down the third base line. Let's see if that gives him some confidence and get that big, powerful bat going.
And he does take a good swing at the bat, and it's hit to left field. The center fielder comes over to catch it, and everyone is held up for out number 1. Glad to see him putting the bat on the ball. He had some power on that one.
You know, really surprised we haven't seen a bunt in those situations. Move both runners over a little bit.
Yeah. And I swear the center fielder's playing more of left field than he is playing center.
Get through.
There's a ground ball straight at the shortstop. They're out at second, but they don't get the double play. And because of an overthrow, Micah is going to score. So that worked out to our favor.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
We got a run on the board, and we got 2 outs now.
Shortstop made a good play. Second baseman was there, but he just put the throw too low in the dirt, and first baseman was not able to block it. Probably trying to snag it for a double play, but costly error because that added a run for Homestead and stretch our lead out again.
Yes. Take a 6-run lead over a 5-run lead. And we're back to the top of the order. Nick Hockmeyer's up to bat. We got 2 outs, man on first. And that's ball low. That's a called strike. And the scoreboard, my scoreboard, say 1-1, but I have the suspicion it's actually 2-1. And yes, the umpire just signaled 2-1.
All right, Nick, here we go.
That comes in low. I think we were all wondering whether or not that one was going to be a call to strike.
Well, Nick knows he's pitching to him now, so I expect a big, hearty swing right here.
the kind Nick takes.
Oh.
And Nick watches, but there was a runner going.
That was on the outside, so surprised Nick didn't swing at that, but that's all right. He's got another pitch coming here. Full count pitch should still be over the plate for him. Off speed got him.
And that's it. That was strike 3.
But not bad. Put one up there.
Yes.
Put one up there.
That's the rare strikeout for Nick Hockemeyer, quite frankly. Uncharacteristic.
Yes, I would agree.
And it's good that it's uncharacteristic.
And it does look like we've got a pitching change. Caden Tarango. That's not good news for the Northrop Bruins.
It is not. Caden's had a couple of days rest here, maybe a week's rest. So I'm sure he's glad to be back on the mound. And he's just kind of a whippy guy.
He is. He's tall. He's got that great whip action for a tall pitcher. Great fastball. He's got a curveball with bite. He's one of Homestead's best pitchers. So to be able to rely on be able to go to someone like him in the 7th inning and close a game out, that's a luxury that most teams don't have. So I'd like to see a quick innings worth of work for Mr. Tarango. So that does, they put some fielding changes for Homestead. Graham Collin goes back to third base, and looks like Gabe Goebel remains at
that might be it.
At second, so that might be the only move there. Outfield remains the same. We did have that change earlier with
Hardwick in for Palmer.
Hardwick in for Palmer.
And the infielders coming in to welcome Caden to the game.
And still Carter Dixon behind the plate.
We're 3 outs away from victory here. Let's hope they are 1, 2, 3. See how fast Cade settles in on the mound. It was the first pitch low for a ball.
Never a good idea to make the umpire go get the ball. Strike zone might have just gotten a little bit bigger for Northrop. Not that big.
And that one's high for ball 2.
All right, settle in, Caden.
And like I say, he's been off the mound probably more than a week now, so it might take him a bit to...
There we go.
And that's it. He just settled in.
Fastball right down, right around the knees. Good pitch.
And that's
another one.
2. And this hitter is now thinking, I think I liked the first 2 pitches better. And he fires in strike 3. Hitter came up, he saw 5 pitches, he didn't bite on any of them, and he's going to sit back down.
You got 3 outs, you got 6 runs you got to make up. You can't be watching strike 3 like that. But great job from Caden. He's such a tall pitcher. When he throws those fastballs at your knees, it just comes in on a different plane than what you're used to seeing.
And there's
sidearm.
Switch the arm slot completely.
Yes.
This batter's just wondering what just happened. And there's strike 2. I think Cade settled in.
I think he's settled in nicely.
And I think he's going to swing at just about anything here. And he does. Strike 3. And there's suddenly 2 outs on the board in this bottom of the 7th. There's 1 out remaining for Northrop to try and get something going.
Caden's done a great job. He did his work in the bullpen to be ready to go. Now he's come in and sat down the first 2 batters. 1 more to go, Caden.
And that one comes in low for a ball. The batter is relieved. He knows he'll make it through at least 4 pitches. He puts bat on the ball. Looks like it's going to high into center field. Carter Matheson's under it. Makes the catch.
There it
end
is.
The game, and a good game it was.
Absolutely. Much different feel. Great job from Homestead. I think really good job for Homestead to respond from the DeKalb game. That didn't feel like a win, giving up so many runs and not being able to close that game out early. So they came out today and did it with offense and great pitching in game 1. And game 2, the offense took a little while to get going, so they had some good pitching, good defense to keep a low-scoring game, a low run lead. So great job to Homestead in 2 different games to get 2 wins today.
Yeah, and I think you said it right, that DeKalb game, even though it was a win, it didn't feel like a win.
That's
right.
right.
You couldn't walk away from that feeling good. And quite frankly, the weekend games before that, same thing. We won them, but
That's right.
You didn't feel great about it. So having 2 games in a row where all parts of the team were clicking, everybody did their job today. It's a nice thing to have, and it'll be great to come into the next week's games where we're going to face a tough Carroll team on Tuesday night.
Absolutely.
Tough Dwenger on Wednesday night. We want to come into those feeling like we have all cylinders firing.
And the key to the game for Homestead was to not give away too many freebies, and I think they accomplished that in both games today.
Absolutely.
Caleb did a great job in game 1 of throwing strikes. Not many walks, only a couple hits. Graham Collin, for the most part, I think did the exact same thing in game 2. And even though they gave up a couple runs, for the most part, those were hits. Those were earned runs. Those were not the freebies that we've been afraid of.
Yeah, I think both Caleb and Graham will walk away from these games with a lot more confidence than going into them, because you just sort of had that feeling that the whole pitching staff might be having that contagious
Absolutely.
walks, and now both of them pitched very good games. Graham had that 1 inning where he had to bear down to get through it,
Yes.
and that he did and finished it out, and so that's more great experience for him. So I think that we're going to come into this week strong and be able to give some good competition to Carroll and Dwenger, and then Snyder on the weekend.
Absolutely, and then Caden Tarango to close it out. I wonder if they're going to move him into that role. That's quite a weapon to have, to be able to bring someone in the 5th, 6th, or 7th like a Caden Tarango.
Yeah.
So,
but at the same time, you hate to waste an arm like that. I don't know if we've had enough chances to see him as a starter to know
Right.
whether or not he can be an effective starter. But certainly we just saw, and we have seen him before this, that he's an effective closer.
Absolutely, and I do hope that that's what the Homestead coaches do. Is a couple of these kids just know what their roles are, so they can focus on that the last month of the season. And if that's what his role is, wow, what a weapon to be able to bring in to close out games. I've got several other pitchers that could do the start, but anyway, 2 great games from Homestead. Northrop put up a good fight in that second game. They've got a good young ball club, so they'll be a team on the rise in the coming years. But this year, Homestead way too much firepower offensively and good pitching today. So
yep, tough team for anybody to face. And so, folks, we appreciate you tuning in today. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Sorry about the wind. Sorry about the camera angle, but we work with what we get. And the games this week, hopefully we'll have some better camera angles for you and better weather, so that we'll have better broadcasts.
absolutely, sounds good. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Thank you.